And one. Ooh. Welcome back to Catch Them All, the podcast where we talk all things Pokemon. In this episode, we will be continuing with Gen 4. And I hope you guys are doing well over on your adventures. And I will go ahead and talk about mine at some point. But yeah, hope you guys are ready for our Pokemon talk. Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm your host, AJ. Yeah, this is Catch Them All.
I thought a ghost.
What's up, Blue Blue?
For a second.
I kid, guys. Gen 5. Welcome to Attack the Talk.
Nah,
Attack the Talk.
Gen 4, bro. Gen 4.
And we're going to be continuing on season 4. This is episode 3, where we get to go ahead and dive into Reiner's childhood. Reiner's
his fucking traumatic past.
His past, yeah. This episode's name is The Door of Hope. This will be part 1 of our episode breakdown and discussion. Joining me, of course, are the amazing gym leaders, Lex and Zach.
Yo.
Right from the top, you have a Pokemon type and you're a gym leader. What's your Pokemon, what's your type?
Psychic.
Psychic. Wow. Can I tell you what I think you would be? Okay. Zach, yours.
I know what I think you would be. I'd pick Ghost. That's my type.
Oh, really?
I'm a Ghost.
Psychic and Ghost? Okay.
No.
Just Ghost.
Just Ghost.
So
Ghost with secondary typing can be anything.
Got it.
But Ghost.
I totally see you being way more physical, like a fighting type.
Really?
Yeah.
That was my second choice. I was going to say darker fighting.
I could totally see you. Also, it has to do with kind of like your career and your skill choice and all that and stuff and all that.
My passions.
And just like even with me, like I was like, damn, what would I be? And Zach pointed out one where I was like, damn, that works for me in my kind of like profession as well as machinist. So he's like, steel type.
Yeah, you're steel type.
I was like, oh, okay.
Steel types go hard.
That's
Steel
pretty
types go
okay.
hard.
I like it. I also, of course, want to ask, and I should say, joining us are the amazing Heisa TBH, also known as our good friend Jacob.
You get one
and
type,
we have the
brother.
beautiful Zebra Cakes joining us here live. Let me know in chat what your Pokemon type are if you guys are a gym leader.
Jacob, you get one type, but you can have secondary typings, but you get one type.
Hey, Kyron!
Hi,
Kyron's joining us here
Kyron.
live in chat. What's up, Kyron? You are a gym leader. What is your Pokemon type?
Kyron
likes taking pictures.
That's what I'm trying to relate it to.
Kyron
I'm gonna call
would
you.
be.
I'm gonna call you a flying type because you got to fly off of those photos.
Yes,
Thank
yes,
you,
bro. Yes.
Oh,
I
on the
literally
same
was gonna go ahead.
page.
Oh, he said
Yes.
fire.
You guys are in the same.
But I was gonna go ahead and say
we're on the
flying.
same
I was like
page.
maybe bird type, but no, maybe flying. I'm like, okay, I could see it maybe being a dragon type.
I can see it.
Yeah, and dragon types, bro, Kyra, you know, if you play Pokemon, dragon type is like top tier. I mean, come on, you're
Yeah.
taming dragons here.
Until the fairy types came
Dragon.
out.
So yeah.
Fuck the fairy type. No, fairy types are awesome.
But yeah, Kyra, you let us know what you think you would be. You said fire type, actually. That's right. And yeah, that thing. Just thinking about like the options,
Who's
like
your
fire
ace
works
then,
really
Kyron?
well.
Who's your ace? I need a type and I need your ace.
Yeah, I need your full lineup.
Yeah.
Strategy.
Yeah, hell yeah. So Pokemon has been on the brain, yeah, for sure. I've
Love that,
been
man.
continuing on with Soul Silver, and yeah, quick update. I want to tell you, Zach, kind of like I know I've been kind of like
Very
updating a little
excited.
bit, just kind of periodically as I go ahead and continue on with the game. But I've been playing as Zebra Cakes, so she is the Pokemon trainer, right? And Zebra Cakes is a Pokemon League champion.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, so Zebra Cakes went
Way
ahead
to
and beat
go,
the Elite
Zebra
Four.
Cakes.
I just beat the Elite Four, so now I'm moving on to Kanto, right?
Yep.
Kanto, because yeah, Johto is the one where with Gen 4 and all them, right?
Yeah. Johto's 2 and then Kanto's 1.
Okay, 2, and yeah, so went ahead and
Getting
beat.
back to your Kanto roots.
Yeah, so Zebra Cakes' lineup. So what I did was with Zebra Cakes, I went ahead and I asked, okay, so one, who is your main, and also the Pokemon that you want in your lineup, and she's got a pretty good lineup. So her main is Espeon, level 55 right now currently,
Nice.
and then so I'll go from strongest to weakest in terms of the 6.
Utility, yeah.
And so level 55 Espeon, level 54 Miltank,
Nice.
level 52 Girafarig. There's a level 48 Blossom,
Sick.
There is a level 46 Togetic, and that's 5, right? So
Yep.
the last one would be a level 46 Vulpix. And I'm trying to get that Firestone, but I'm pretty sure I'm pretty much gonna get the Firestone where at Saffron maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have to wait till Saffron.
Hop in the mart.
Yeah.
I mean, you should be able to get one now that you've become the champion if you go back to Goldenrod and go to the store in Goldenrod.
Oh, really?
If you go to the superstore in Goldenrod.
Got it. Interesting.
It's Montauk.
So that's Zebra Cakes' lineup there, and she is
Future
a
Ninetale.
champion. And
Oh yeah.
yeah. But I was able to go ahead and evolve Blossom because of the bug catching competition.
Yeah.
When I got the Sunstone there,
Nice.
and yeah. Interesting here. Jacob has a lineup here, but he also said electric because of my electric personality.
You'd be electric.
Nice.
Isn't that the truth?
That's a sick fucking lineup.
Yeah.
Zekrom, Dedenne, Pachirisu, Zapdos,
Okay, hold on.
Yamper, and Raichu.
If you both are, let's say Lex is psychic and you are ghost type, who's your main?
It's Gengar, bro.
Okay, so you went
Easy
ahead, you
for
got a
me.
Ghastly and eventually become a Gengar. All right, Lex,
I don't really know.
you don't have a main if you're a psychic type?
I'm only thinking about like one psychic, and it's like Licky Tongue or whatever.
Lickitung? Okay.
Nice.
There's a lot of
Or like the
psychic
ducks.
types. There's a lot of like where they're kind of like the, what should I say, the second base or whatever is kind of like psychic.
Yeah.
You kind of have
They
like,
have the
let's say there's a
secondary
water type and then
yeah.
the secondary type, whatever. So there's a lot of psychic, and I guarantee if you go ahead and you look at just psychic type,
Let me see which one.
Gen 1 or Gen 2,
Abra,
you're gonna be like,
Kadabra,
damn.
Alakazam.
Okay, there's a lot. So look through
Is
them.
Golduck part
Let me know.
psychic? I can't remember.
I'm not sure, but
I'm assuming so because Psyduck is literally a psychic duck.
yeah, but
But he's
also
just pure
too, I feel
water.
like Golduck becomes more of like just a normal type. I don't know. Maybe not.
I know it's still primary water.
Yeah.
I can't remember if it gets the secondary typing a psychic or not. I know it gets a lot of psychic type moves.
So Kyron chose Charmander, which I would assume that as the gym leader, your main is Charizard.
Bro's gonna Gigantamax. Nah, I feel like Kyron would be the type to have like a Mega Stone X and have like a Dragon Flying or Dragon Fire Charizard.
But Kyron's fire type, all right.
Bro's got a Yamper. Yamper's so
So,
cute. Yamper's
okay.
just like an electric corgi.
Jacob's main, it would be a Raichu.
Oh my God,
Like it?
Mewtwo.
Yeah, okay. A surfing Raichu.
Sick main right there.
Interesting.
And a wolf
Interesting.
fit.
Very, very interesting. Now I got to think for myself, like if I'm going steel type, right, and then I need a main. Like there's one right from the get-go that I would love to be my main, but starts off as a grass type, and I think that's Scyther, right? Scyther evolves into a
Scyther's bug flying turns into steel flying.
Yeah, so that would be my
Caesar
main.
is like my favorite like Gen 2 mon.
Yeah.
I love Caesar.
So like I would love Caesar, right? Is that so? I would love that one to be my main.
I could totally see you with like an Aggron or a Steelix.
Yeah, Steelix for sure. And then
Maybe
I'd
like
have to
a
go ahead and
maybe
look because
like
I
a
even would love to do like a
Magneton,
Skarmory too. Like
Skarmory is so underrated.
yeah,
It's
like I
so
would love to do
good.
Skarmory. All that is yeah. So I'd have to go and think about the lineup, but
Just
those are
wait
for
till
sure
they
the ones
give
I'm
you
thinking
a
of.
steel type evolution. That'll be.
Oh, I know, yeah, because Eevee is my favorite, but
Well,
there is no steel type.
Theory has it that we're gonna get one soon because like the last one we got was Gen 6. So I'm assuming if just to
Am I
counteract,
gonna have a new favorite Pokemon?
maybe
Because Eevee is my favorite.
just to
and-
counteract the overwhelming power that is the fairy type.
But
Everyone's
Eevee doesn't
thinking it's
work
gonna be
though
steel.
unless I do have Eevee running only steel type attacks like Iron Tail or
Heavy Slam.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it gets Heavy Slam.
no, it'd
Small
have
mon.
to.
It's a small.
I'm just
mon.
spamming Iron Tail
Yep. Nice. That's
because
the plan,
Eevee
man.
would be my for sure main. But if I'm just based off of steel, then. But I could have Eevee if there is going to be a potential steel evolution.
I feel like eventually we'll get
There's
an
no
evolution
dragon
type for
Eevee either, but I don't think dragon works for
There's
Eevee.
there's no dragon. There's no steel. There's no flying.
Is there a fairy
there's no
type?
Ground. Sylveon that came out in Gen 6.
Oh, okay.
There's no
Interesting.
rock type.
Yeah.
There's no trying to think what else.
I feel like there's
I think there's one or two more types that I can't think of.
yeah. But
We have
anyways,
an ice type. We have a grass type. We have
Yeah.
electric, fire, water, fairy, dark and psychic. There's
I
no,
could
like,
totally
normal
see
type.
Zach being like, let's say for example, if all of a sudden they're like, we're a part of this gen whatever game and this like whatever, right? Let's say for the lack of what I've been playing, like a DS or whatever, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, I can't wait to play this version of Pokemon, and all of a sudden you come across these gym leaders, and it's like, let's say we're in the first whatever initial wave of gym leaders, but then one of the later games, right? Let's say whatever gen, whatever else comes out, and then you know how the gym leaders, they start off as gym leaders, but then they go on to do more.
Yeah.
I can totally see Zach being like somebody who are all of a sudden you see them in the Elite Four, or you see them over in, because
They did
I
that
think
in,
with some of the
did-
Elite Four in Soul Silver that I've been playing were gym leaders, right?
Yeah, like Koga.
Yeah.
Koga was he was the poison type gym leader.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't have a poison type Eevee.
Yeah.
But Koga was the gym leader in Kanto, and then he became a gym leader because I forget. I think it was Agatha, the ice type. No, I think she's still in Gen 2. One of them retired.
I'm pretty sure there was two that I noticed that were, gym leaders. Maybe. I know for sure Koga, for sure. I'm trying to think of who else, but anyways, I could totally see you
I would
just
love
wanting
to
to
do
go
that.
ahead and continue to advance further on, and focus over on
Yeah.
trying to become that champion, and then being in like an Elite Four and stuff.
Yeah, and
'cause that was the same thing with Drake too, right?
Yeah,
Drake was one of the Elite Four, the last Elite Four, but then
He
now he's
was-
the champion.
Well, he was in Gen 1. He's
Speaking
the
of rocket
champion.
science shit, sorry, Kyron.
Yeah, rocket
Yeah, that's
science.
what I'm sitting here just like, yeah.
But this is how I get sometimes.
I know some of these words.
This is how I get when you guys like talk about like video games and stuff.
Yeah.
And TikTok.
All that.
Or like any TikTok
yeah.
references. Yeah.
Have I played Platinum? No. Really, the last one I really played was Emerald, but I played that over on the like Game Boy DS or whatever. No, the
Yeah.
Game Boy
Advanced.
SP.
Advanced SP, yeah.
Yeah,
Same
and
thing.
then I got the DS from Zebra Cakes. Thank you again, baby. And Zebra Cakes also got me the game Soul Silver. And the reason why I'm playing that one was because I looked up online, and that is considered amongst many
It's the
Pokemon
fan
fans that
favorite.
it is the best like video
It's the
game.
most content you'll get out of a Pokemon game.
So and I'm so invested, and I'm excited to go ahead and now play this next part of the game where I'm over in Kanto with a lot of stuff that I'm familiar with.
Oh, when you get to Saffron, make sure you talk to everyone on the first floor of the mart because you get free starters. Or a
Oh,
free
you
starter.
told me that. Yeah, you told me.
I
Yeah.
think it's Gen 3.
It's either like a
Trico,
Trico-
Torchic, or Mudkip.
Ooh, okay. So I have to ask. All right, baby, I'm gonna have to ask you which one you would go ahead and go. If
Like she'd
Zebra
pick,
Cake's
I
still
feel like
here in
she'd pick
chat.
either Mudkip or Torchic. Probably Torchic.
Yeah. So, but because going into that game, I picked the wrong starter for her because I went into it with like kind of like my idea,
You picked
whatever and stuff,
Feraligatr,
and all
right?
that, and so I had Feraligatr. Yeah. So when
I'm assuming she wanted what, Meganium?
and it
Chikorita?
for sure would have been either Cyndaquil or it would have been
Chikorita.
Yeah, Chikorita.
Chikorita is like...
I don't think she would have chose Totodile.
Chikorita is the least favorite starter of all time. It's so sad.
But I think that no, she has a fire type with Vulpix.
Vulpix and Ninetales.
Going to be Ninetales. So, but anyways, yeah. So that's my Pokemon update. And for people who are that was agonizing for you all, I'm so sorry. But
I don't care. I
It was
enjoy
more
Poketalk.
impressive
But
that you remembered.
yeah, I highly recommend that you
Didn't even have the DS in front of
get
it.
your
I know.
Pokemon fix in some capacity. Like just start. It's on Netflix. Just start watching the first
Go,
series.
I'm not gonna say Pokemon Go to the polls. Pokemon Go, get your app.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, well, I should go see what the hell update with the food.
You know, Gen 4 Pokemon Platinum's the one with
cool. On the
Giratina.
way.
Nice.
The best
Can
legendary.
I go ahead and can I send this to you as well so you can follow along?
spinner.
Maybe not.
He cleans them.
But yeah.
See,
Anyways,
what's the predicted arrival?
it says 12 minutes, so I'll monitor it. But I hope you guys are all doing well. One's joining us
Bless
here
you.
live.
Thank you.
I hope that you both are doing well, and I want to find out what you both have been up to this past week. Starting with Zach this time. What you been up to, bro?
Work gym. Took my girlfriend and her friends to Sabrina Carpenter. I did not watch
Wow.
Sabrina Carpenter. I went to the beach and
okay.
I skated at the beach. It was really nice. I had a pretty mellow time. I saw some dude catch a fish off the pier. That was pretty cool. It was a really small fish.
Yeah.
But he was very happy for it. And I was
Caught
like,
a
good
fish.
for you.
Very cool. So you saw a little Magikarp.
Yeah, I saw a tiny little Magikarp. And then
Magikarp.
Yeah.
Carp.
Yeah.
The little,
Yeah.
Yeah, little floppy dude.
Yeah.
The one that
fish.
turns into the giant fucking behemoth.
Yeah, into that like
Makes sense.
sea serpent.
Gyarados.
Yeah, Gyarados.
But yeah, I did that yesterday. Had a birthday party. That was pretty cool.
Nice.
Got to celebrate the birth of one of my friends. He doesn't remember the night, but that's what I was there for.
That's fine.
To be a young adult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, the other week, me and Lola went to go to the Pixar putting course over in Long Beach, and it's really small.
Really?
It's like definitely like kid mini golf.
Yeah.
But
Oh.
it is cute. All of the holes are themed after different movies.
Okay.
So even like
Cool.
even some of the sequels got some love too. Like I think there was like Toy Story 3 and Toy Story 1, which is
Oh.
pretty cool.
Nice.
Cool.
But yeah, that was fun. Yeah, that's not much been going on with me lately. Just working
That's good.
out.
That's still a lot in a week. You know?
True.
Right on, bro.
My gosh, it's only been a week.
It's only been a week. Yeah. But I'm glad to hear that you're doing well. Also, you're talking about the mini golf. It made me think about the cruise ship where it's like mini golf, and you go and you see it, and you're just like, there's like little
Yeah.
level.
And we were like,
and-
oh, it's just.
But
like,
also too, I'm like, what did I
a little
expect?
putt-putt.
It's a cruise.
Oh no, literally
you know,
each
stuff.
hole at the Pixar putt could fit in this room. Like you can literally pick the stage up and put it down in this room.
Yeah.
Yes, they had cars. I don't know what Hey 1, 2, 3.
Says,
Oh,
did they have
1, 2, and 3?
1, 2, and
cars?
3?
Oh no, they just had one for cars. But it was awesome. They had the 95, and it's hollow. And there's a little ramp where if you hit the ball right, it goes through the 9 and out the 5 into the hole.
That's cool.
Oh,
and I
nice.
did it first try.
Oh, really?
I was
Hell
not
yeah.
expecting to.
Right on.
There was this family in front of us, and the dad is like, you could tell he's a golfer just by how he approached the ball.
Yeah, you're like,
you know when you see
Are
someone,
you though?
you're like,
Are you a golfer though?
I'm not.
yeah, I was
Sick.
like, I don't think he is.
I'm not a golfer, but
You
this
just went
dad,
method with it. You're just like, all right, here we go.
I just saw a hole hit ball into hole, but this dude was like, I tell like he like got his hands all ready, and then he did it, and he fucking completely missed the hole and went just right
Right.
past it, and then he was like all bummed out, and then I
Amateur.
went up and I did it, and he saw it because he still had his ball because I guess we were just all going. It was pretty packed,
Yeah.
but he was waiting for me to go, and he saw me do it, and I just saw him drop his putter, just be like, and I was like, I'm so sorry.
That's when you take like competitiveness to a like a just level that doesn't
Yeah.
even need to be there. Like an
Yeah, you're
unnecessary
like, why
level.
are
Like,
you-
You're just eating like mini golf. And
It
stuff,
wasn't
you
even
know?
like I don't even think it was like an anger thing or like a volatile thing. He was just like sad. He was like,
No, it sounded like he was
Dang
just
it.
disappointed
It's a bummer.
in his like, you know.
he saw me and Lola a couple holes prior, not really like we weren't keeping score. We were just there just to
Yeah.
kind of like look at the
Guys are
courses
just
and
all
hit the
there
ball.
just-
Yeah, he sees us on me on some holes, hit the ball, miss it, and just slide it into the hole. Be like, yay!
I
Yeah.
know.
And then I did that shit, and he was like,
Like,
Oh, well.
dang it.
Hey, bro,
I'll never do it again.
you were in his head.
I know, dude.
You were in his head.
feared me. He feared me. But no, it was pretty cool. The last hole, hole 18, was up. So you started on a little. Oh, the Pixar ball was where you start with the putt, your first hit.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's cute. But you do that, and then you hit it into the house for up. And they literally have like a whole pulley and crank system. And they
Really?
fucking pick the house up. And it goes over to the waterfall. And they
Wow.
land it, and then your ball rolls down the waterfall.
That's
That's cool.
crazy.
and then it's like luck if you get in the hole or not. But
Yeah, but still, that's pretty
it was
cool.
fucking, it
I
was
mean,
pretty sick.
hell
I'm
yeah.
not gonna lie.
Right on.
Then there was a Shake Shack next door, so you know, damn well I got myself a black truffle burger after that.
Hell yeah.
That's right, Jacob. He
man.
definitely said W Zach, even though he didn't know my name.
Sound like it was a fun week. All right, Lex, what you been up to?
Working.
Uh huh.
I felt that one.
I went hot tubbing with my friends a couple times.
Yeah.
Oh, hot tubs are good.
Watched and helped out with their scrimmage this morning for the men's volleyball team.
Very cool.
And we watched some fights this weekend. I watched
Yeah,
the Mike Tyson and
Oh,
Jake
yeah,
Paul fight.
that.
Okay.
In
If
the
you want to call it a
jacuzzi?
fight?
Yeah, I watched
That
that,
was not a fight.
stream
That was a
Yeah.
show.
in the hot tub, and then
And then Saturday we watched John Jones.
Yeah, we
Miocic
watched
fight.
that one. That was a lot of fun. A lot
Yeah,
of
that
family
was cool.
fun.
Yeah, we got family over and stuff. Yeah,
That's
it was
cool.
cool. Yeah, it was
I
cool.
heard Jones
It was a lot of fun.
dominated again, huh?
Yeah, it wasn't even
Oh,
close,
fucking
bro. He's
close.
just like they're just completely different levels, you know. The thing is, you got Stipe, who has been the heavyweight GOAT, but the thing is, it's hard to be the heavyweight GOAT because everybody hits so fucking hard.
Dude, everyone has all that fucking
Yeah,
mass
heavyweight
behind
is
them.
just heavy hands.
So the thing is, it's like, you know, he's the longest reigning champ in heavyweight division. I can't remember exactly off the top of my head how many defenses. I want to say it was like 4 or 5, but let's say it was 4. But there's other divisions where, you know, you have somebody like Anderson Silva, GSP, you know, and then like smaller weight classes where they have had longer title reigns, right?
Yeah.
there's a lot of skill involved with that and stuff. Of course,
more technical than it is power-based.
One punch literally can go ahead and change the whole outcome of a fight when it comes to those big old freaking heavyweights, right? But this, John Jones,
spinning.
you know what? Say what you want about the person, say what you want about him. He's, you know, done a lot of shitty things as a human being, but he's a damn good fighter.
Spinning back kick, bro.
That kick was devastating.
That's
oh
his
God.
bread and butter, bro. That's how you take down the heavyweights at range. It's just use the longest part of your body with the most muscle and most force.
The longest reach in UFC.
100%.
So he has the longest reach, and he's able to go ahead and use it. But you know, yeah. So that was fun this past weekend. You know, go ahead and have.
It was a lot of fun.
We had Zebra Cake's his family, and you know, it was just you know, our family and stuff, and yeah, it was fun. Yeah, it was. You know, we got some KFC and all that.
Oh, yeah.
And
finger licking good.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. That was pretty much it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
on.
fun.
It's been.
On Sunday, I went to a flea market with my friend Zach.
Okay.
And while I was shopping, not this. While I was shopping, there was a guy who had a lens, like a camera with a lens probably like this long on his camera.
Nice.
Like a really nice camera. And he comes up to me after I just finished buying jewelry, and he was like, "Hey, so I took a couple pictures of you. Like, I hope that you like them. It's just a really great scene. You fit the scene very well, da da da." And then he sent them to me, and now I have like super high quality photos that I put on my Instagram. You guys should go like it. It's at Leximundos.
Yeah, okay, that's awesome.
Sick.
But it came out really cool. And honestly, they're like actually candid.
And they're free.
Yeah, they're free, like high quality, and they're actually candid. And thank God, size doesn't matter, Lex. Okay.
I get it because he's a photographer. I like your camera the way it is.
You can
Kyron.
swipe.
Oh, okay.
It's not about the size. It's about the
I'm
motion
so
and the
glad
shutters.
that I wore a cute outfit and I actually did my makeup. Are you okay, Lex? You seem tired. I haven't eaten in hours.
The second she gets the food, she's going to be fine 10 minutes after.
Yeah, I'll be fine after I eat. I just haven't eaten in hours.
I see two of them were candid, and the other one you're just cheesing, looking at the camera.
Yeah, the other one, he actually told me about it, and he was like, "Can I take another photo?" I was like, "Yeah, of course."
Interesting.
Sick.
All right.
But it was really cool. I very much enjoyed it. Size doesn't matter.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
I'm glad to hear that you had a
But
good
yeah,
week too, Lex.
I had fun.
So hot tubbing as the weather gets colder, better, right?
Is brutal when you get out of it.
Really?
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
because you'll be in there, and then we're always doing it at night, and then we get out at like 9 p.m.,
Yeah.
10
And
p.m.
it's like fucking 50
and you're
degrees.
Let me tell you something absolutely
thank God there's
dumb.
a fire. There's a fire pit nearby, so we'll
Me
just
and
like
my-
get dressed by the fire pit.
So me and my old roommates back in the day, you know, we were living together. We had the, you know, just kind of like community pool and the hot tub and all that. And so there's times where, you know, late night little hot tub sesh just to go ahead and kind of like, you know, whatever, relax
Detox.
or whatever stuff.
Yeah. It's just
But
nice.
what we would do sometimes is we would go ahead and start off in the hot tub, and then
Don't tell me you go in the pool.
go ahead and just
then go in the pool?
dive
God,
into the
fucking
pool.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
Right?
really good for your muscles.
And you go ahead and you get out, and it's that weird feeling where it's like, want to know what it feels like to chew 5 gum or whatever, you know, and
Yeah.
stuff.
This
And
is
you're
how
just
it
like-
chooses to feel
So
fine.
you go ahead, as the moment you dive and you land into the water, it's just, you feel like nothing at first.
Yeah, at first
and
it
all
feels
of a sudden
like
it's just
numb.
like,
Yeah.
where you're just like, oh my gosh, and you step out, and still you're like,
Hyperventilating.
You just have to
and
control
then
your breathing.
you feel fucking cold, and then you go out there and you run back into the hot tub.
Yeah.
and
Give me
stuff.
my towel.
Yeah. So, but yeah,
I know
yeah.
what you mean. I've jumped into a really cold pool before,
Mm-hmm.
and like once you go in, like I went in, and you at first don't feel anything, then you come out, and literally I came out and didn't realize I was already out because I was like trying to breathe and I felt like I wasn't. 'Cause my body was numb, like my lungs just got cold. So I literally came out and I was like,
Yeah.
I was like so like, oh my god, that was so cold.
That's how you wake up right there.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
spearmint with water,
exactly. That's
Super
what
cold.
exactly comes to mind.
like a spicy cold.
Right on. Hell yeah. So I'm glad you both are doing well.
Yeah, one of my friends did that last night while we were in the hot tub.
Really?
do
Yeah,
that
he
all
jumped
the
in the
time.
pool. He did a backflip into the pool.
Oh, that's
Damn.
sick.
And then literally none of us saw it. He was like,
Damn.
none of you saw that? We were like, no, why would you do that?
Yeah.
We're just trying to hang out.
That's so funny. This morning, one of the guys at the warehouse, I was literally like, he's old. He was like, Neil, do a backflip. And he went, whoa, and he jumped and just stomped on the floor. And everyone turned around. I was like, no fucking
you were like,
way.
you just did it.
I played it, and they were all like, huh? Go look at the cameras. Go look at the cameras.
Yeah.
Like, Neil, you're a fucking god.
Yeah.
We fooled all of them.
Very good. That's funny.
So, it's here.
Okay, I'm going.
Okay, I actually want to bring up that Tyson fight.
Okay.
Well, all the fights, actually.
Yeah.
The Barrios fight, fire fight. Great fight, in my opinion.
Which fight?
The Barrios fight.
Which one was that?
The first male champion fight. Before,
Is this for the Friday night Netflix?
This is this was
Okay, yeah. Because I'll be honest.
You only watched the last two, or did you only watch the Paul fight?
I only watched that fight, but it was hard to watch because of the streaming. I thought so I was watching on my phone because I was over at Zebra King's
no, it was
studio.
everything. It was the whole server.
Yeah, she was working. So then, I didn't know that it was the actual stream that was all fucked up.
Yeah, no, my PlayStation was fucking up. I pulled it up on my laptop. That was fucking up.
versus Ace.
Tried it on my phone. That was fucking up. But no, I didn't really give a fuck about the main event. I only really cared for the fights beforehand. And I'm actually
women's fight
you
was-
would have been just as livid as I was at that women's fight.
Yeah, I heard it was
her
a headbutt.
fucking eyelid is coming off of her face in round 4.
From an
and the
illegal
ref goes,
illegal blow, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
headbutts. Nothing but headbutts. Given they're both kind of going back at it, but they didn't stop.
Yeah.
It got to the point where I think it was like round 7 or 8. The ref looks at Taylor. Something needs to change. You need to change. Stop the fight, bro. This girl's about to lose her
around
fucking
7 or 8
eye.
is when she gets the warning.
She got a warning in round 4 when the cut happened.
Yeah.
Then she got verbally told, not a warning, just verbally told something needs to change, which is basically saying, 1, this fight is rigged. The ref doesn't fucking know what he's doing. And this bitch is about to lose her eyeball. She's about to lose her whole eyebrow and eyelid just because they just don't know how to register. Like,
when
the coach was pissed.
So when she was getting ready to engage, I'm guessing she would go ahead and like duck.
Let me see.
And put her head, like lunge it forward.
Yeah, they were both coming in head
Oh, they were
first.
okay.
They were both doing it.
Okay.
Taylor Toronto to. Let me
makes
get you a
sense.
video because this shit is fucking vile. Here. Just go through any of those videos. Holy shit.
Yeah.
That pissed me off. I wish Iron Mike died a long time ago. Iron Mike died when Mike started doing meditations and he actually learned how to control himself.
Whoa. Okay.
Did we order 8?
What's the receipt
No,
say?
I only ordered 2 of them.
I only ordered 2.
One order is 4 pieces. 2x fan Masubi quantity, 1x 4 pieces. And you ordered 2 of them, so you got 8.
Yeah, but I went ahead. I only ordered 2.
No, but you ordered
I clicked
you
on-
ordered 2 quantities, and each quantity is 4 pieces.
So when you go ahead and you check this Spam Masubi,
Look, under it says you have 2 orders of spam Masubi, but each order is
her
4.
eye is fucked.
Yeah. Actually, you're eating. I'll wait. You know what I'm saying? It's bad.
Yeah, that's weird that they charge us like that. I don't know, but hey, I'm not complaining.
Dang.
Yeah. That's not
Because-
getting fixed. You're not repairing that. I don't care how many stitches you put in
You
that.
also had that option, right? You click on Summer Subi.
Yeah, so it gives a 2 or 4, and I selected 2.
I also selected 2.
Yeah.
You know what you should do? You should go and put a complaint and get a refund because I didn't want all this food.
No, actually, I think I'm gonna go ahead and bring it over to the
Zebra cake?
studio later with zebra cakes.
Nice.
20 mil would also make me.
yeah.
Exactly. That's
Oh,
the thing is
yeah.
that I wanted to bring up too is that 20 mil, and that's just what was reported. I'm sure it's probably gonna be
That's
more.
not even including advertisement and everything else
That's
beforehand.
what Tyson got, and then 40 for Jake Paul. Also, I didn't see it, but I heard that people who are watching, they saw Mike Tyson's ass.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. In between the
jock
fights, in between the fights beforehand, they were doing let's talk to Mike. Let's talk to
I
Jake.
guess it was his son that
Yeah, his
interviewed
son
him.
interviewed him, and then as Mike walks away at the end, he's wearing assless chaps, and his cheeks are just out. We saw some Tyson Tushy that day. But no, that women's fight pissed me the fuck off. Like,
fork or a knife at all?
I'm a fan.
I text one of my friends and I was like, "Are you watching this?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "I turned it off." He goes, "I'm about to." That's how bad the women's fight was for us. It was just fucking disgusting. As someone who competed in combat sports, That shit's fucking disgusting. Like, that shouldn't have been allowed. Made me mad. I'm still heated.
It's supposed to look out for the fighters.
Exactly. Even the coach, the coach got to the point where at the end, in the post-fight interview, the coach was literally ranting on the mic in the stage in front of the crowd about how fucked up that shit was, and how and they just let her keep headbutting. They deducted 1 point.
Wow.
And she still.
She still should have won, I'm guessing, even though.
Serrano, I think honestly, should have been a draw in my opinion.
From what
Serrano's just a tough girl.
A lot of people are saying that she got robbed, Serrano.
Yeah, she did.
I heard.
Well, she got robbed because she lost her fucking eyebrow because of it and most of her eyelid. That's not like she's forever going to have scar tissue and a deformation now on her face. I hope the money was worth it for her.
With all that scar tissue, that just means any fight going forward, right? That she's going to be
more vulnerable.
It's going to be easy to cut.
Yep. Which her career's probably going to be done relatively soon because of that fight.
Actually, I think that Mike Tyson so people are saying, is this, all for money? Like, I think Mike Tyson's actually doing well for himself because doesn't he have also like weed and stuff that he does?
Mike Tyson's dabbling in everything now. He's fucking in his late 50s. They don't fucking care no more.
But I mean, it's probably like if somebody offered you like, hey, let's go ahead and let's do a cool little sparring match. We'll take it easy on each other this and now, but we'll both get a payday. Like, you can't say no to that.
I'm not going to, but at that point, I wouldn't want it on my record. That's what they did. They put it on their fucking records. Yeah. I understand Mike has nothing to lose, but it's like, if I'm below the age of 30 and I get that offer, I'm not saying yes. Like, I would be more like how Ryan Garcia and Conor McGregor are in terms of like, oh, you don't want to, or even Canelo, I don't want to fucking fight you. That's a waste of my time.
Yeah, because it's not really taken serious.
But I guarantee you, give it 5-10 years, Canelo's on the way out, he'll take it. That's if Jake's still doing it.
If he's still doing it. At that point, he might have already earned enough money and whatnot to go ahead.
Jake just fizzles out. That motherfucker doesn't actually want to be a boxer.
He's very cringy.
And if you're listening, Jake, fucking challenge me, bro. I'll train 3 months and kick your ass. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Jake Paul.
I think what's surprising too to a lot of people is how big Jake Paul actually is. Like, he actually is a pretty big dude.
He is.
He put in the work.
Massive.
He put in the work, but I don't think he put in the technique work. He put in the bodybuilding work.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if that motherfucker's on a little bit of something on a cycle or two.
I heard a lot of people speculating that both Jake and Mike were on something.
Well, Mike's... I don't doubt that for Mike.
Because Mike's like 60 and he...
Yeah.
Well, Mike's for sure was drugged up because Mike had... Thanks, Karen.
I believe in you.
Hey, whoa! Whoa! I just had to read the end of that one.
Yeah, but let's be honest.
You don't think I could take on Jake Paul, bro? Give me 3 months. I have actual experience.
That, Kyron, that is the big, turning point there. Is Zach, give Zach, like Zach said, give him 3 months to go ahead and train.
Because you have to understand, Jake Paul is also taking this time to train without fucking working. He doesn't have a job. This motherfucker just records what he does and posts it. And he does a bunch of scams like his brother Logan. So...
yeah.
I think if you gave me 3 months, I'd fuck up both Paul brothers. I'm not scared of either of them because you know what? They've never really been beaten to shit before. One good hit and then they're just going to be in shock. They're going to be more in shock than when Logan found that body in Japan. Because he wasn't really fucking in shock there. He didn't care.
That was some real fucked up shit too.
That's like all I think about when I ever hear anything about
Zebra Cake.
Paul brothers, yep.
Zebra Cake showed me I think it was a TikTok or whatever. It was like an old Vine thing or whatever or something. Or maybe it was a TikTok dance. It was like a really young Jake Paul doing a really weird dance, whatever and stuff. And really young.
I saw that.
And then I think it was like how do I explain to my kids that this person beat Mike Tyson or something like that,
How do I explain that this is the guy?
Yeah.
So the thing is, okay, I feel like if Mike really wanted to, and if Mike didn't have
you have a better chance against Jake than Logan. Logan actually is really athletic though, right?
Logan is WWE.
Yeah.
Logan's an athlete. I'll give him that. I think Jake just says he wants to be an athlete, but wants to take the short route to the title of being an athlete. But Logan's putting the work. Even though I despise fucking Logan Paul.
I think they're both shitty human beings, but
they have too much free time. What do you do when you're a man and you have free time? You get big.
Yeah. Well, I think 3 months training camp.
I could do it.
I think you can go ahead and put up a hell of a fight.
Especially if there's MMA involved, if there's grappling. Oh, he's fucking dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Zach also, You said you wrestled in this and that. I know that you also
Wrestling background's awesome. Comes
really.
in clutch.
That's honestly the best like background you
And
can
like
have in MMA.
Yeah, didn't you like dabble in like?
So in high school I did wrestling.
Yeah, same. Me too.
And then
Me too, Jacob.
senior year,
I just
and
watched
then
One Piece.
up until now I've been doing probably like 2018 to 2021. I was really big
I
in
watch
jiu-jitsu.
UFC. I know how to
I was
fight.
doing it multiple times in a week. Probably the last couple years I've tuned down. 2020 is when I started doing boxing at Fullerton, and I just kept doing it on and off and picking up here and there. But my cardio shit right now. But I want to get I want to start doing Muay Thai next.
Ooh.
Because I just want to learn how to kick. Because I think I've got a pretty good idea about the hip rotation, but it's just I feel like it could just be smoother. But
Well, that's what it's all about. It's all about technique, you know.
I want that John Jones spinning heel kick. I need
bro.
that. Man.
That was
That's a fight stopper right there.
Devastating.
And I got some nice beefy thighs too.
That kick was unreal. The more they showed it on that replay,
The more
it
my
was just
stomach
way
hurt.
more devastating. And then they showed that one kind of like back left type angle where you can literally see almost like
The indent it
can
leaves
see, like,
behind.
it's like this dude literally
Like,
like
see his heel like go into the rib cage, so his floating ribs definitely dislocated. Yeah.
if not snapped in half from the
if not broke.
intensity and speed of it. Because it's not like it's a slow kick.
Sure.
I'm good right now. Appreciate it.
Want any chicken?
I was thinking
good.
the same thing,
I was
Kyron.
telling him that I did
I was waiting for one of them to say it.
have you Too Good to Go app?
Technique.
It's basically restaurants can sign up for it, and whatever they have excess, they sell it at discounted. So
Oh really?
like I got a family size thing of spaghetti with brownies and garlic bread for $14.42.
Oh my god.
And that was enough to serve me, my dad, my mom, and me at lunch.
No.
And then I did a California fish grill today.
Technique. That's what I
Technique.
Yeah.
But yeah, that whole fight pissed me off.
Send this.
The whole thing left a sour taste in my mouth.
Yeah.
The Barrios fight was good though.
It's good.
Our nice host AJ, what have you been up to?
What's your week been like besides playing Pokemon?
Yeah, Pokemon,
Yeah.
a lot of Pokemon.
Pokemon and more Pokemon.
Me and Zebra Cakes just been staying over at the studio. She's been grinding, just really working hard over on all of her different canvases she's working on. She's working on 9 different like art pieces.
At once?
Sounds
Yeah.
She's like those
Crazy.
chess masters who play multiple chess
So
matches at once.
it's insane. Also, I want to go ahead and brag about my girlfriend because she had this unbelievable, such a cool moment, and it's something where it's I don't know. It's so to explain. She was working. All of a sudden, she got an email, and long story short, there's this music artist that reached out because they want one of her older art pieces that she did last year to be the cover of this artist's album.
Ooh, that's cool.
And I was thinking to myself, like, damn, like, that's crazy.
That's awesome.
And also, like, how does that work, and stuff, right? So, obviously there's going to be, like, logistics involved and stuff, see if there's, like,
Granting the rights.
have each of their representations kind of work out business if it gets to that point. But still, the idea of that is so freaking cool. And so this is obviously an unreleased album. And so, she wanted to know essentially what, like, what the music is and whatnot. So they sent her the unreleased album. And
That's awesome.
so like I'm being very coy because obviously you can't say who the artist is or whatever and stuff.
She signed an NDA.
No, it's more so just like through like just honor system, whatever. It's
Okay,
like
when we
here-
stop recording, you can tell me.
So but like I mean I can't say who the artist is, of course, but like let's just say it rhymes with Mon
That's just all we're gonna get. Just leave it at that. Leave it at that.
yeah, I can't say much more than
Matthew McConaughey.
Interesting.
Monin Focusin.
That's actually. Wow. Okay.
I'm kidding, of course. I can't say who it is. I'm not going to go ahead and even give you hints and whatnot and
Yeah,
stuff.
can't say who.
But, so we listened to the music. Obviously, I wasn't allowed to. I wasn't supposed to, but I still did.
As you should.
Mum is the word. Love you, Mum. And
Mum.
Mum.
Mum. I didn't like it.
You didn't
Really?
like it?
What's the genre?
I know. Can we ask for the genre?
Is it
So
rap?
the best way I can go and describe this sound, it's being like on a porch with buddies while there's a guitar playing and there's beer involved and somebody with kind of like a little bit of a deeper voice, not country because it doesn't have a twang to it, but kind of country. It's more kind of like folk type,
like southern folk.
It's like indie type, you know, but still it's very minimalistic.
Yeah,
like I was saying, like there could have been more in it. But I mean, hey, that's their art. They're doing their thing. They got a following. You know, shout out to them. It's not my type of music, but
I don't think it's Young Gravy.
but
great.
I will say though that the album,
I don't think it's Young Gravy.
The album, from what they're going with, the sound and everything, it does fit with that art that they're interested in.
Cool then.
You know, so I mean, we'll see what happens with that. But either ways, you know, shout out to Zebra Cakes. You know, that was a really cool kind of moment there. And obviously, I'm super proud of her. I mean, she just kicks ass at what she does and stuff. And then, you know, to get this incredible opportunity, you know, like it's amazing. And but yeah, so just kind of just been watching her just go ahead and just doing her thing over at work. And you know, obviously, I've been working too. Yeah, like Lexi mentioned. Got to go ahead and spend time with the family and everything over on Saturday. Well, that was really nice. Yeah, I mean, shoot. This week, I think I'm trying to watch Gladiator 2.
Ooh, so I want to see that so bad.
Want to see when, you know, I can go ahead and see that. Yeah, pretty solid week. Like I said, Grennan the Pokemon and Zebra Cakes is the Pokemon champion, and a
painting champion.
Yeah, she's been a painting champion for sure. Not Young Gravy, not Billy Relish. Yeah. So, but yeah, he wants me to keep watching One Piece. Yeah, I have to keep watching for sure.
I know he really wants to watch One Piece.
I haven't really given myself the time to really sit down and just lock in and invest into it. And
nothing's coming out.
Yeah, I know.
Good.
You know,
we're all sad.
You know, sending prayers over to Oda. Oda's health, I guess, is not very good right now.
Eyes again.
You know, sending us,
bro,
just love and hoping there's a speedy recovery because the faster the recovery, the sooner the one.
He needs to focus on getting a successor. I think it's time. He needs to not anytime soon, but he just needs to get it in motion because bro's getting old, bro.
Yeah. Well, I think what it is too is things can happen so quickly. Just like even with I don't want to put your last name, but with Tori Aki.
Akira Toriyama.
Yeah, Akira Toriyama. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's another one that was so sudden, obviously, you know. But either way, I mean, these creators invest so much time and effort, heart, soul, blood, sweat, and tears into their art, into their craft, into whatever it is they do.
And the way it impacts so many people too. They are world building. They are just coming up with incredible stories, but also just think about the toll that takes over on their physical health, over on their mental health, over just emotionally and everything.
Do you know what Akira Toriyama's schedule is? This dude works more than 80 hours a week on manga. Like I think he sleeps like 4 hours a day average, if that, because he's writing.
Oh my god.
And drawing and writing and drawing and storyboarding. This dude's schedule is fucking insane.
That sounds like torture.
Yeah.
He loves it.
But I guess if that's your passion, then I guess, you know.
He's telling the greatest story ever written by man. In an animated setting, at least.
Yeah. Jacob. I know. I was thinking the same thing, Kyrie. I didn't want to tell Zach was, but yeah. Fuck. It's hard. I know, but it's hard to still, especially when you have something that was such a pivotal part of, like, you know, your childhood. Like for me, like it was such a big part of my childhood and everything, you know. So it's like crazy, but also there's still stuff coming out as well, you know. Like what's the other one? The Dragon Ball
Daima.
Yeah.
I'm pretty content with it so far. I mean, it's only 6 episodes in.
Yeah.
But there's no manga, there's no canon material. It's strictly just from the viewpoint of Toei and their own creation. So I'm hoping they at least.
Yeah.
Well, everything's a surprise, which is cool, and everything is canon that we see, which is cool. I just hope they don't do something.
Tarnish anything?
Yeah, I hope they don't stray from the normal Toriyama path.
Yeah. Yeah.
But so far, I'm liking it. Looks good.
That's good. Right on. So yeah, that's what we've been up to. And you know, we have a story to go ahead and talk about. I believe we also have a Q&A and a poll question. Is that right? So kind of fun. Yeah, this is going to be just kind of interesting, fun poll question and Q&A to go ahead and talk about and find out the results, because I think it's just in regards to something we talked about last week, as simple as
it's not even
apples and coffee
related. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see what the results are and how many of you guys are coffee lovers, or if you guys have another alternative. And when it comes to that, was the poll question just apples, red or green? Oh, okay. Right on.
Fun fact, Kyron, and this is also cool for you, because you know there's fusion in Dragon Ball. So they're in the demon realm. There are these little berries, like plants, like things they can eat, and they're fusion plants. So if two people eat it, they fuse. So we're gonna probably get a fuck ton of fusions in Dragon Ball Daima.
Wow.
So, and honestly, Super Saiyan 4 might become a thing. Like there's a lot that could happen in Dragon Ball Daima, and there's magic involved now because the demons use magic, though we use ki, blah blah blah. So I don't know. They showed it off in like one of the first early episodes where there's like a bunch of different things they can eat, and there's like fusion, stamina, blah blah blah. So it's like they have like consumables on hand, like they have an inventory for like an RPG or something.
Interesting. I don't know why,
Which I could totally see them making Daima an RPG. I could totally see them doing that.
So earlier this week, I went and stumbled upon this YouTube short where it just showed a Dragon Ball GT scene, and it was just like Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta and Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and they were obviously opposing Omega Shenron.
Yep.
And Goku grabbed the Dragon Ball and just like
and he fucking swallows it.
Yeah. And he's like, and then he just was able to go and swallow it, and then Omega Shenron was just like that doesn't mean anything. No, just rip your head off and just grab whatever. And it's that, you know, like pretty much that was foolish of you to do. Now just rip it out of your freaking, you know.
I'll literally just stick a hand in your stomach and pull it out.
So I don't know why I was thinking of just Vegeta just being like, Kakarot, what are you doing? Or whatever and stuff. You know?
Simple-minded fool.
Yeah. You do use social media as YouTube, bro. Yeah.
YouTube's different. YouTube's like,
I go ahead and I got podcasts and whatnot that help me out with like work and stuff. A lot of it's sports related videos and whatever. And I'll just go ahead and I'll click it, boom, and I'll just go ahead and let it play. And then, just different podcasts. For anybody who's looking for something kind of weird, goofy, quirky, and whatnot. I don't know what you guys think about this comedian, but I listened to a podcast he put out today. And the comedian is Harlan Williams. He's kind of like an OG throwback. Really, really kind of quirky dude, but he's so weird and quirky that like sometimes he catches me off guard. I just can't help but go ahead and kind of laugh.
Kind of like Theo Von.
Way more weirder than Theo Von. Way more weirder. Older.
I prefer 100%
the
weirder.
Older, but he's just so goofy. He looks goofy. If you see what Harlan Williams looks like, you'll probably recognize him from older stuff. But so like different podcasts like that. But so it just kind of came up over on my YouTube short because there's, obviously it goes based off recommended. So, I'll every now and then watch, kind of like anime stuff, for like little videos and whatnot. And Dragon Ball GT, it's happened to appear. And I was like, okay.
GT is making a good resurgence right now because I think people are demanding GT characters in Sparking Zero. They want Super Saiyan 4
that's probably why then.
Zero.
Okay.
So speaking of YouTube, I've been driving down the conspiracy theory rabbit hole on YouTube just at work because like I got nothing else to listen to. And fun fact, I didn't realize this, and I think it was 2016. The government declassified research on psychics and spirit world and like what's it called, astral projection. I didn't even know that was like legitimate, that they fucking did those tests.
That they actually were.
They literally did that shit in the 60s and 70s. That's what Stranger Things is based off of, is those tests.
Yeah, those experiments.
And Russia very openly states that they do that shit to this day to do intel research. I was like,
interesting.
It was crazy even to think about, just in terms of like more spiritual and demonic stuff. Like there were like legitimate like exorcists and stuff like that happened over in past.
Dude.
When those videos are insane. You hear like the voices and
magic
stuff.
Was real.
Yeah, so it's crazy and stuff. And I don't know. It's obviously there's so much that is hidden from general public and stuff to prevent like outcry or prevent like outrage and panic. But
some people just can't handle other. otherworldly things.
They have stuff too, just with aliens recently.
Even basic information.
Aliens in our oceans.
Yeah, there's aliens in our oceans, apparently.
And they're not just fish.
But the thing that's crazy is that, like, you know, as crazy as it all seems, like, that legitimately could be, like, the case because there's so much of the ocean that is so, like, unexplored.
Dude, we have no idea what is in probably like 70% of our ocean,
Yeah, I think
which
the
is
ocean
75.
is terrifying.
Okay,
Yeah.
I saw a video where someone talked about this, and I was like, it makes sense. If you're an alien, you blow up your let's just say your homeworld got nuked or whatever, your homeworld's gone. You're flying around space, you see a planet, 75% water. Oh wow, that's fucking great. Yeah. Is there anyone living on it? Yeah, there are these dumb fucking mammals who live only on the 25% that is land. They don't even use the water.
They're like,
if I'm an alien, I'm going.
They use what?
Cool.
I'm diving down in that shit.
They use like 10% of their brains? Okay.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah. Zach speaking like he's an alien. They do. They do. I mean, you do. Yeah, you do.
I mean,
I
I
started
do.
closing sideways and shit.
I know.
I'm a lizard dad.
Just start
The lizard
thinking.
people are just aliens in the ocean.
That's what it is.
They're all named after Renaissance artists, and their dad's a big rat.
Yeah. Yeah.
If anyone gets that reference, thank you.
There's craziness, bro. Yeah. But yeah, it's crazy. You can go down that rabbit hole on YouTube for sure. Next thing you know,
I
like,
live in that rabbit hole.
next thing you know, you're like,
It's
oh,
so
fuck.
fun.
You're like,
I've seen every like crime theory, every like
a lot of stuff that I listen to a lot of true crime stuff.
unsolved anything, and then
Yeah.
like oddities that were just found in the world, and many theories.
A lot of the true crime stuff.
How
I
do
listen to
all
is
these
bad.
cultures have aliens and ghosts and all these crazy things written on walls and on stone tablets?
Yeah.
And they're just, they're not real.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just waiting for big devil fruits to be real.
Dude, don't even get me started. If someone,
Next thing you know, Pokemon and all that and stuff. That's what I want. I told Zach before, I was like, hey,
give
bro,
it 20 years, bro.
if you ever get one wish, please just wish for Pokemon to be real.
Hey, if I ever talk to the big man upstairs, like,
That's what they
God,
are.
we
They're just
all
Pokemon out there.
all need Pokemon partners.
Yeah,
We all
exactly.
even if every human being was just given
what I was
one.
thinking too? How sad would it be if you just like happen to see like just like roadkill and you're just like, oh.
A Pichu.
I was thinking more of like a Pidgey or something, or like a freaking Rattata
Imagine
or
you're
whatever.
a truck driver and you just get Spiro hitting your fucking.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're like,
yeah,
oh,
dude.
okay.
No way.
People do eat Pokemon. People eat.
I know,
Tauros
yeah.
meat.
Yeah, even I was watching the anime where they're like, there's a Magikarp episode and they're like Magikarp sashimi or something or whatever. I was like,
Oh yeah, dude. There's
Like, so
one
you do eat them.
in the OG Pokemon. They're on the St. Anne's. They're on the boat, and they're like, I think James has this giant Magikarp, and they're talking about like winning a prize. The winner gets to be cooked in the food.
Oh my
God. I think they retconned that episode and changed the audio on it when they dubbed it.
that's crazy, bro. Yeah, but yeah, Pokemon, that'd be cool if they were real. But also, I'd be afraid too. I mean, there's already certain animals like there's like rodents and this and that I just can't be around. And then
You're gonna find
If a freaking
Eradicate.
if there was a Raticate, that shit would be terrifying.
that
you
comes
know?
out at you.
Those are actually like knee height, by the way.
Yeah,
Like,
I
No,
know.
they're huge. They're massive.
Yeah.
The Rattata's like small.
It's like the
cat.
size of Blue.
Like, hell no. But anyways,
Eradicate would eat Blue.
Yeah.
for sure.
I'd love to be your first.
But would
mate.
Pokemon be? Would they be like carnivorous and like?
They're all different.
Yeah. Would they actually be eating like other Pokemon?
Yeah. I mean,
Shit.
there
I
are
think it makes sense because obviously look at the world we live in.
The
Where it's
biome.
just-
similar to just basic bio. If you look at a Pokemon's teeth, you can tell if they have the fangs,
Yeah.
they're carnivorous. If they have the molars, they're just vegetarians. Like most grass types are vegetarian.
yeah, makes sense.
Most fire types are carnivorous just because they can cook their meat.
Jacob's asking us a very deep question on what our dreams are.
Truth. I want to know the truth. I want to know the truth of our world.
Yeah.
That's it.
I want a house with a yard.
God, hey,
That's what I want.
we might get that if people keep leaving California.
I want a
Get
house
the
with a
fuck out
yard.
of my state. Get out of my state.
Exactly.
Get off my lawn, you damn kids.
Yeah.
Go move to Texas.
Shall we find out how people prefer their apples?
Yeah, let's do it. All
Like-
right. I will let Lexi take it away and let's find out how you guys voted.
So, we asked you guys if you like red or green apples.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we've decided that me and Zach prefer red and you prefer green.
Yeah, preference is green, but I will
But
eat a red apple. No doubt.
I don't discriminate.
Yeah.
So, I'm just gonna say one of them is at 65 and another one is at 35.
Damn, that's a lot closer than I thought.
Yeah.
Damn.
Whoa. I'm not gonna lie. I was thinking like 75%, probably red.
Oh really? I was
I-
thinking like a 40, like a 40-50% like green.
Really?
There's a lot of green apple lovers out there.
I had no idea.
I don't meet them.
Yeah.
Oh
You're
really?
probably one of the
I've
few-
met
I
I've met
thought
like
that I
all of them.
was one of the few.
I know you who likes green apples, and my girlfriend likes green apples.
Like all of my past teammates have all preferred green apples.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I know because every time we go out to get like team snacks,
Yeah.
everyone's always like the green ones.
Yeah.
What?
I'm a yellow apple kind of guy.
He's just
lie.
different.
I'm just a chill guy. I'm just a chill,
Chill guy.
So,
What do you think Ryuk prefers?
So
Red.
I still think
Red,
I still
for
think
sure.
that red is the majority.
Red is indeed the majority.
Yeah. But hey,
65%.
green is closer than I thought.
Yeah, green's still
Jacob
pretty good.
screaming out to the heavens.
Yeah.
Red, 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 red.
I was thinking like more than a 75% difference there.
Yeah, I was thinking that I was gonna be 75% red, but hey, I'll take it.
It's also just because like apples, when they're just like shown in any media at all, whether it's like a drawing when you're a kid
Red.
or anything, it's always a red
Always red.
apple,
Mm-hmm.
a clean red apple.
Always red. Literally in the episode we're gonna talk about when the kids are like younger, Zeke when it has like a red apple in his hand,
Yeah.
kind of just tosses it over to. It's like they're all sharing an apple.
I know.
Tosses
also
it
Great,
to
everyone
Marcel.
gets a bite.
Marcel takes a bite, tosses it to his brother. His brother has it in his hand.
Let's all
Yeah.
share our spit on this
Yeah.
apple.
I know.
I guess.
Why not?
Also, the armbands change colors. Red means a certain color.
Interesting. You know what it is?
Honorary Marlian, baby.
Honorary Marlian.
Honorarian.
Honorarian.
Honorary Marlian.
An honorarian.
An honor Marlian.
Well, thank you all for casting in your votes for the red or green apples. I know it's not the most interesting or Attack on Titan related, but thank you.
But we needed to know.
It's what we talked
hey,
about. It's
sometimes,
about
you
it's
know.
our podcast, okay? We can do what we want.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we also had a Q&A, again, not Attack on Titan related. However, it's related to what we were conversing over. The question is, do you drink coffee/caffeine? And if not, do you have an alternative? Mm-hmm. And
life.
Kyron answers, no, sunglasses emoji. And then he DM'd us saying, I just drink like juice,
Okay.
pretty much.
Nature's coffee.
Yeah.
Interesting. So
Besides
just
the coffee bean.
very vague, just juice. There isn't a specific juice that Kyron enjoys?
Naranja. How do
let
you
me
say
see.
apple? Manzana.
Yeah.
Yeah, manzana.
He's.
it
Paisano.
was like plátano.
Oh no, Kyron just said.
Like that banana juice.
Jugo de plátano.
Oh no, Kyron didn't say it. Sorry, my fault. Kyron answered. Kyron answered NOS. NOS.
Oh my god.
Okay. Now,
Bro, what are
is
you, a
that better
car?
or
I know.
worse than
That's
coffee?
so much worse.
Bro, might as well just say whippets. Like,
However,
Wait, so
Bobby.
who said the Josh or who said the juice and all that then?
Bobby said, honestly, just juice/hot chocolate
Bobby's.
seasonally.
there we go, Bobby.
Wait, seasonally what?
Hot chocolate.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
Hot
that's
chocolate.
good. Yeah.
I just got Polar Express flashback.
Jacob's like, I'm a caffeine fiend.
Yeah. Speaking of Jacob,
Nicotine.
Jacob answered tons of caffeine. That's what Jacob answered.
Okay.
Hey,
I'm
tone it
guessing-
down, brother. Tone it
Jacob,
down.
are you a monster guy?
Oh, hell
Yeah, is it energy
no.
drink or is it coffee or how do you ingest
Monster
your
soda?
caffeine?
Monster makes me feel like I'm
Yeah,
gonna have a heart
soda.
I
attack.
fuck with the soda.
I fuck with soda heavy. I fuck with soda heavy. I fuck with Dr. Pepper.
Thank you, Kyron, Bobby, and Jacob
Cherry
so
Coke.
far.
Mountain Dew.
But we do
Yeah,
have.
I had a Mountain Dew
yeah.
recently. I think Mountain Dew was in the brain because you talked about it last week. And I remember a couple days later, I just was gassing up my car and walked into Little Mar and I was like, Mountain Dew, please.
I'll take that.
I'm not gonna lie, the only Mountain Dew is Baja Blast.
Yeah,
That's
Baja
my,
Blast,
That's my
yeah.
Mountain Dew.
Yeah. But I was just feeling like a good old classic Mountain Dew. I don't
Good
know.
old gamer juice.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you, guys. Next, we have Eddie.
Yeah.
Eddie says,
Eddie.
I just so happen to drink cold water in the morning to wake me up.
That is
Which-
actually surprisingly really good for you. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I heard water.
Same, Eddie. I do the same.
I heard water early in the morning is good to go ahead and kind of just like almost like not shock your body awake, but just to get
flush
you.
out the
It's just a
negativity.
refresher.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. You're supposed to drink a cup of water every morning. Like, that should be the first thing you do is wake up and drink water.
So let me tell you exactly what my routine is in the morning when I go over to work, right? So I have my, little coffee, like thermos type thing. I go ahead and I kind of just steam clean that thing real quick, put hot water in it, swish it out and whatnot and stuff, and I go ahead and clean that out. And then once it's clean, I go over to the cooler and I put cold water in there, right? Go about, you know, maybe not quite 3/4, but let's say, you know, like a little more than half of it. And I go ahead and I drink that, right? So that's kind of like my little refresher, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right, of my water. But then I'll go ahead and I'll kind of just, you know, rinse that off again. Then I get my coffee, right? But my coffee is, it's essentially, it's just like liquid creamer.
Yeah.
You know, I go
Creamer
ahead
with a coffee flavor.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to do better. I'm trying to get more coffee now than creamer. I just want that. I just need that kind of like that taste, right? I need that sweetness. So I go with the hazelnut coffee mate liquid creamer. I pretty much top off, let's say 3/4 coffee, and then the rest just to go ahead and get to the
a whole quarter?
No, like 3/4. Yeah.
No, it's like a whole quarter.
Yeah. Let's say I go ahead and I top it off with that, and then just give that a stir, right? And that's my coffee. So extremely sweet.
How long does that last you? When do you get a
let's see.
refill?
So I usually finish around, I don't know, 10 o'clock. So I say maybe like 3 hours.
It sounds like you have to pee a lot.
That's fair.
Because I don't go ahead and just like
that's like 2 cups in 3 hours.
Yeah. So it's something that I just use to kind of help me wake up. My coffee has to have a nice taste to it, so I want it to be sweet. And then I go ahead and I finish it around 10 o'clock, and then we take a break at 11, and I'll grab water, and I'll go ahead and I'll drink that. There's this thing that my boss went ahead and got. There's like these sugar-free kind of electrolyte type little powders.
The electrolyte powders.
Squinchers. And the squinchers actually taste good. There's some powders that just, you can tell they just don't taste good, but this one, the squinchers, they taste really good. Specifically the lemon lime and the orange one.
Lemon lime is
those
underrated.
both are really good. I used to really like the grape ones. We haven't gotten grape recently, but those two are my go-to. And then I'll have that, and then I'll try to drink like water again, you know, like during lunch, whatnot and stuff. There's sometimes, you know, I'll go ahead and I'll order like whatever, Postmates, DoorDash, and then I'll come with a soda and stuff. But that's essentially what I kind of drink, you know, throughout the day.
Nice. Yeah, I've been drinking an amino booster.
Amino booster?
It's a lemonade flavored amino booster.
Okay.
It's pretty nice.
Yeah. You do that in the morning, or you do that kind of just at some point throughout the day?
If I know that I'm not gonna be able to go to the gym.
You say you don't do coffee.
Can't do coffee.
Yeah, can't do coffee. So then, like, your morning, if you need to go ahead and kind of get something to help you pick up over in the morning, what is it?
My brain gum, my caffeine gum. Which
that's
is
right.
just
Yeah, you
caffeine.
said your gum. Yeah.
But no, when I wake up, what I've been doing lately is I took a bowl, like a salad tossing bowl. I put water in it, maybe like halfway, froze it, and in the morning I take that out. I put water on top of it.
Yeah.
Let it sit while I go like brush my teeth and shit, and then I dunk my face, and that wakes me up.
Okay.
And then I just dump the water out. I still have the ice in it, and I just put it back in the freezer.
Got it.
And I just drink my water, and I'll normally do a cup of water right when I wake up before I do anything else. I'll brush my teeth. I'll have that bowl face dunk, and then when I'm leaving, I fill my thermos up. This guy.
Yeah.
And then I put, if I know I'm not gonna go to the gym, I'll put a scoop of amino booster in there.
Got it.
And if I am gonna work out, I'll just put it in before I go to the gym.
So your wake up kind of is more sensory. It's more like, you know, face dunk than it really is kind of like.
Because my end goal is I eventually want to have an ice bath set up outside where I can
is
just,
amazing for you.
Oh yeah. I just want to do that and do my 3 to 5 minutes every morning. But that's end goal. So this is like my miniature version of that.
Be so good for your muscles and stuff.
It is.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
No, that's my end goal right now. That's why I'm just doing the face version because
I heard too the face version too. I heard that's so good for your skin.
that's where most of your nerves are going to be located too.
I heard it's so good.
Well, cold's just good for any inflammation or any increased blood flow area at
You
all.
look so dang young.
So it brings down inflammation
I still
and
get
helps with blood
ID'd.
flow.
At the point of that age where you're just like, oh, thanks for the compliment.
Yeah, thank you.
Dude, I'm about to hit my mid-20s. Damn right, I'm going to accept that. You can ID me.
Real quick, Jacob says, I'm never drinking Monster again. A friend gave me some in high school and I had to run to my bus stop and then he gives me some and I could hardly breathe.
That shit is intense.
Monster is too much, man.
Yeah.
That's like straight diesel.
Yeah, especially when you get towards like the bottom of the can, and it's just like, oh fuck.
You don't even want to finish it at that point.
No.
Yeah, the butt of it just tastes like, ugh.
I'd rather just drink a Red Bull.
Tastes like so
honestly.
much sugar.
I've never had a Red Bull. I remember the only kind of like I think energy drink in a can I would drink would be Monster, and then I'm trying to think if there was one
Did you
other
ever drink
type.
like Rockstar or anything?
No,
You drink
no.
Bang. You probably never had Bang or Rain or anything like
no,
that.
but to be honest, I think that Monster was the one that kind of just fucked it all for me.
Good,
Yeah.
good.
No.
You don't want to fall down that rabbit hole.
So
of
like I was like,
caffeine.
nah, I'm good. But
That's
I mean,
a
I'm not doing myself any
crazy
favors
high
with
score.
coffee every day, but I mean, it is what it is. I need it.
Yeah. I learned a lot about like what caffeine does to your body and how like prolonged, basically, if you continue to drink caffeine over a long period of time,
Yeah.
it'll actually just make you more tired.
Yeah,
I know that one.
I'm sure that's the case, for sure. Zebra Cakes, I went through a Monster phase and left it taking my soul
It's
away from me.
literally turning you into a monster.
Yeah, but also too, like,
Feel it.
I can see and sympathize with Zebra Cakes as to why she would need some sort of energy outlet, because
She works hard.
from what I even just saw, like, this past week, I mean, like I said, working on 9 different like art canvases, just working on art, like 9 different art pieces. Like, there was times where, as recently as I believe, almost like last night or a couple nights ago, but like pulling all-nighters,
I can't.
which
do
is
that.
insane.
I don't know how people do that.
And
I used to. I don't know how I did it.
So, yeah. But Monster is a no-go, and yeah.
Gamer Fuel's pretty popular. I've never tried it.
Oh wait, Gamer Fuel.
I know Gamer Subs is like.
Yeah, Gamer Subs
product
actually to your
preferred.
right.
There's gamer
Yeah.
stuff, but I know that I've heard of G Fuel. Yeah, G
I
Fuel.
think that's what it is, right?
I've heard it's
That's
super-
I think that's from Optic. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's Optic Gaming. Or was it Nate Shot? Is that mainly Nate Shot's thing?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Couldn't be.
Next response we have is Marco.
Shout out Marco.
Oh, the
Marco
guy who thinks he can beat me in
says,
video
"I
games.
drink coffee."
Coffee. Yeah, I wonder how Marco drinks the coffee, because I know that.
Yeah, how he likes his coffee.
Yeah.
What's
but-
your sweetener to coffee ratio?
Yeah, exactly. That's a good question, because I know with me, obviously, like I explained it seems to be a quarter of sweetener, which is a lot. I understand that. I know that, but I mean, just
It's
think of
it's
like,
what you like.
just think about like like what you have there, bro. Like a little bit smaller, right? Let's say take away the actual cap, and that's what the size of the like
this,
my
this goes
thermos
all
is.
the way down to here. The cap
Okay.
goes all the way down. So it's literally just the lid down.
Yeah. So you see where you kind of have like that little tapered rim right there. So right there at that taper corners is like essentially from like the size of what I have. Right. So think of where you kind of have that little blend of colors right there, where there's like the black and the white. So obviously above the black, probably honestly, yeah, like a little bit more, a little bit less.
Where this R is.
Yeah, it's where the R is pretty much where that's my coffee, and then I top it off with creamer.
Is that part?
But the creamer is not all the way at the top. It's not like where you close it or whatever. It's going to
It's
go
not
ahead and
going
lid
up.
connect.
It's
No.
just underneath that.
So like it's just underneath the actual
the lid.
the lid.
nice.
Yeah.
The lid.
Gotta leave a little space for air to shake it up with.
Yeah.
Interesting,
so,
Marco. Next time we get you, we're gonna have to ask.
Yeah.
how you like
yeah,
your coffee.
for sure.
Next we have Laker for Life. Hi. Laker for Life
Ooh.
says coffee. I can't start my morning without it.
Yep. In the same exact boat.
Yeah.
Just need that coffee to kind of go out there and
Especially when it comes to routine, just the routine drip.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah,
I hope
I
girls
hope-
who eat Takis and who wear Cookie Monster pajamas do that.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
I know exactly.
shit.
Everyone knows what she's talking about.
Damn.
They have
Yep. Wow. That's crazy.
Next we have the wonderful Zebra Cakes.
Uh-huh.
Ooh.
She says coffee, all of it in any form, yum. It makes a girl so sleepy though.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
I think you need a tea break from
yeah,
caffeine.
you need a caffeine break.
Yeah.
She's not gonna do it.
Probably not. No. I mean, you just kind of stick with what you know and stuff, and
Yeah, we're creatures of habit.
that's what it is.
Next we have from Kirkland.
Also, I'm guilty of it too.
Kirkland Allen.
Maybe let's go get coffee.
Yeah. Like I need my fix.
I supply my girlfriend's coffee fix as well.
Me finding out the polls aren't anonymous.
Yeah,
It's okay,
you're like,
baby. It's okay.
This was technically the Q&A.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's a
baby.
Q&A.
So the poll
They're not
questions are anonymous. The Q&As, we shout out our
No, the polls aren't that
Or
anonymous. I
responses.
could see it.
Lexi could see. Yeah.
We could
But I don't
expose
announce it.
all of you if we want to,
Do you actually look sometimes?
Yeah, sometimes I'll see who did what.
Oh, okay. Wow.
just to get curious.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, they like red apples. Cool.
Okay, who's cool and who's lame?
Yeah. Which one's a Shinigami
Yeah.
and which one makes pie? Yeah, Kirkland Allen 02. Kirkland Allen 02 says mad amounts of coffee. Yeah, it's very much a coffee lovers going on.
Costco.
Yeah.
What was the name? Kirkland what?
Kirkland
Allen?
Kirkland
Allen is
Allen.
Costco brand, bro.
Allen is
I've never met a Costco brand Allen.
Jake the Great.
Allen 02.
Yeah. Right on. Shout out to Alan Kirkland. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Is that a new poll question we got? Or not question, a new poll responder, I guess.
A new
Q&A
user?
responder? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is. I don't know. It seems kind of familiar.
A new user has joined the chat.
Yeah. Speaking
Kirkland
of joining
Allen.
chat, what's up, Eddie?
Hi, Eddie.
Yo, we're talking about coffee
Yeah,
again.
talking about
We
coffee.
just read about your I just so happened to drink cold water in the morning to
Yeah.
wake me up. So
And
far,
then
you're
you
the
put
only
us-
one that hasn't said coffee.
You put us on a tangent.
Well,
Actually, no,
Thank
that's a
you.
lie.
No, someone
That's a lie.
said juice. That was
And Bobby
Bobby,
said
and then
juice and hot
Kyron said
chocolate.
Nas or something
Kyron
like
said
that.
Nas.
Kyron said Nas.
Yeah.
Kyron's ready to burn like a turbo engine.
Kyron is the cart, so
Yeah.
True, the motherfucker moves fast.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
yeah.
He's good at leaving little nuclear gifts.
And last but not least, we have Luca Mamone answers. I don't drink coffee really,
Jesus.
and I like a nice iced chai.
Chai is fire.
Ooh, Eddie says hot chocolate. That's also something that I think
That's Bobby
said. Yeah.
I love hot
Yeah, it says
Yeah.
seasonal, depending on the season, hot chocolate. Yeah.
When
So
it
like
rains.
we're kind of in that hot chocolate, hot cocoa season.
When it
We're
rains, I will
getting there.
always say I'm a child at the drive-through at In-N-Out.
When it rains.
I will always say I have a child.
Wow.
Because you get free hot
Because for
chocolate.
In-N-Out,
Oh,
when it's
okay.
raining, you get free hot chocolate.
Oh wow.
It's only for children though, right?
Yeah, it's only for children.
Yeah, I'll always have a
Okay.
child
Only
in the
12
car.
and under.
I will take a child from inside the restaurant and say, hey, can you go through
You're
the
like,
drive-through
I
with me?
need a hot chocolate right now.
I'll give you a hot chocolate if you go through the drive-through with
In-N-Out
me.
also sells coffee.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Probably not that good.
Yeah, I don't know.
Probably just straight
I'm not
black
a coffee
coffee.
drinker.
Yeah.
I'm not a caffeine.
Exactly. Let's say that. Yeah.
But thank you all who answered
everybody?
and submitted.
Hell yeah, hit that applause
all of
button.
your. Thank you all. Thank you
Yeah.
I love hot chocolate. I'll do anything for hot chocolate.
for everyone who answered.
mushrooms and
That was on
Cane sprinkled on top.
Attack the Talk podcast on
Catch them all.
Instagram. And we post those on our stories. Sometimes we have some polls. Sometimes we have some Q&As. Sometimes we have nothing.
We have our next
And sometimes we
Q&A.
have both.
But we do have our next Q&A at the ready. So
It
look at our
is-
story during the week.
Think about
and you
it.
will find out what it is.
If you're a gym leader, what Pokemon type are you?
Or AJ will tell you.
Pick your starter too.
There you go.
Or pick your ace.
Who's your main and what's your Pokemon type if you're a gym leader?
Yeah, yep. But perfect timing, Eddie, because we're about to
Rock and roll.
Get
Go
into
ahead and
this
dive into this.
episode.
Yeah, for sure.
All applauding.
Yeah.
and we're starting off. I mean, I'll let you do it.
Well, does anybody want to go ahead and kind of help me out the recap real quick?
Yeah.
We can do it. We can be very quick. We understand. This was part 4 of our breakdown. This is episode 2. Episode was Midnight Train, and it was train ride to Liberio. And we kind of got a glimpse of the dynamic that Gabi and Reiner's family have, right? Where they go ahead and they talk about Reiner's experience and everything. Reiner kind of goes out there and actually kind of like humanizes these island devils, and
Yeah.
it kind of catches everybody off guard.
After everyone's been
After his
shown
mom literally calls them
propaganda.
demons and devils
Yeah.
and
All they know is the propaganda that they've been shown. All they know is these are bad people, these are demons, these are devils.
Yeah, exactly.
And
And
then
so
they are
Reiner's
the
like,
reason we
oh, they're
are
people, they
oppressed. These people are why we
They eat
are
potatoes.
oppressed.
yeah,
Yet
exactly.
Yet they eat potatoes and have big-hearted oafs.
Yeah, and
Single-minded fools.
it's kind of weird. I mean, you could tell as Reiner's gone talking about it and stuff. It's almost like in a weird way he is
Reminiscing.
like reminiscing, and he like almost like I don't want to say misses those
I feel
times,
like
but
it's guilt more than anything.
it's one of those things where we talked about it, where obviously
He
was
doesn't
his,
really remember it in a horrible way.
he was his,
Yeah.
the best version of himself as a soldier.
Yeah.
He was the most accepted version of himself.
He seems more like thankful that it happened. Maybe
Yeah.
not thankful. That's not the right word. But like,
I mean, I would agree with that in the sense of like thankful of a broader perspective.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he inadvertently caused a man to commit suicide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Inadvertently.
Somebody did.
Yeah.
For
One
sure.
of
We
the,
find out it was one of the
soldiers.
Eldian soldiers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's kind of odd. I mean, we saw amongst that group of soldiers was Aaron Yeager.
Yeah.
I don't know if Aaron somehow had some sort of kind of like weird manipulation that he did to the person to drive him to that.
Aaron pushing some dude out a window.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that Aaron
one
at this
will ever
point
believe you.
is so powerful that all it takes is for his words to go ahead and drive somebody crazy to that point, you know? And this is somebody who has already dealt with a lot mentally and whatnot, we can assume, as a soldier who has seen a lot and experienced a lot. So, you know, I can imagine, unfortunately, that it would have taken a lot for Aaron to get somebody to go to that point. But yeah, that was something we noticed. And then, you know, kind of Gabi and Reiner's interaction with each other and stuff. You know, Gabi kind of sees that, you know, there's something's up with Reiner. Reiner's acting like there's nothing's up, you know,
different.
whatever. And, but, you know, I don't think Gabi or even Reiner's mother is kind of like falling for it, because something that Reiner, or I should say something that Zach mentioned about Reiner is that I think that Reiner's mother is noticing something about her son and how he's different. You know, he's not the same, which Reiner even kind of like says very kind of literally like, well, of course I'm not. I mean, I'm a grown man now. I was a kid.
Gabi kind of
Yeah.
confirms it. It's like she's worried you're not the same. Like same.
Yeah, you're not
man
her.
who came- same
Yeah,
boy
you're
who
not
came
her.
back.
Her.
I didn't leave
her
a man,
boy
I left
again.
a boy.
Yeah, it's like, well,
I came back a man.
I came
Yeah.
back a man.
Exactly. So
War.
it's just one of those things where they go ahead and they continue to see this this different Reiner. Obviously, Reiner has experienced a lot. We're gonna go and learn more about Reiner over in this next little breakdown that we do.
Yes.
And what else do we kind of talk about? Zeke, what does Zeke do?
Oh,
there was
don't they have
that
their meeting?
discussion.
Oh yes,
that
there is a meeting. Yes,
The
Zeke
brass
holds a
aren't
meeting.
in this room right here, right now,
Yeah,
in
they're
this
not in
moment,
this
right
room.
now, right here.
Very
They're not
weird to announce
here
that.
right now.
Do not say anything. They are not listening through the walls.
Oh, no, he
it's
said
okay.
they're not here in this room.
Yeah.
I think he said they're not here in this room right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Either way,
It was
they're
pretty
not
much
here
like
in this
at,
room.
like at this moment or whatever and stuff, you know, like either
Yeah.
way he said it in a way where it was like, okay, that's kind of weird.
They may not be present, but they are here.
Yeah. I mean, obviously this is something that that Reiner becomes aware of later on with his kind of comment too. He's kind of like saying
On his
like,
way
not in
out.
this world, I'm not in this room, huh? And then Zeke is essentially saying these things to these Titan warriors that essentially is this plan to go ahead and, you know, reclaim the founding Titan from parody. And this is all stuff that these people that make up the brass, these very high-ranking officials, you know, you have what's his name, General Calvi.
Calvi,
Yes.
McGaw.
You remember
You
his
have
name?
Commander
Because I did not.
Magath, and then others that are involved. Someone's you know, that we haven't really been
The short,
what their
fat,
names are and
mean one.
stuff. And they're listening, of course, and they're listening, and they're like, okay, this is anything odd or strange that they're talking about. The strange part is that comment that Zeke made, you know, but everything seemed to check out, and this is all part of Zeke's plan. We're gonna come to find out, and and let's see where we ended that episode with. After that, it was Reiner essentially reflecting about that island, saying, well, I have to go back to that damn island. Interesting. Very interesting. So we're going to go ahead and now begin episode 3 of season 4. This episode's name is The Door of Hope. This is part 1 of our episode breakdown and discussion.
Nice.
And are you both ready?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's do this. Here we go. We begin the episode with a young Reiner laying in bed while his mother comforts him. His mother tells a young Reiner a story before bed, or rather, a lesson.
We were abandoned by the devils whose blood runs through our veins. That's why we're forced to live in this walled ghetto. And that's why your father isn't here. Your father is Marleyan. So, It's against the rules for him to be with us. If only we were Marleyan.
A young Reiner notices his mother's distress. Fast forward to present time, as an adult Reiner lies in his bed, appearing to have a lot on his mind. Reiner says to himself, as he reflects,
Oh yeah, back then, I strove to be a warrior so Mom and I could become Marleyans.
We go back to Reiner's memories, as a young, ambitious and motivated Reiner is participating through training. We see a young Reiner panting as he runs through difficult weather. The rain is heavy, and the sun has set, as a young Reiner pushes through the pain. Commander Magath can be heard screaming at another trainee.
Who said you could walk? Faster! Run, you filthy seed of swine! Don't you want to become honorary Marleyans?
A determined Reiner runs as fast as he can, trying to maintain pace with the others. The scene changes to a grasshopper in this open terrain. A young adult Zeke can be heard saying, Did you guys hear? In just a few years, we'll be sent to attack Parody Island. We now see a young Zeke with no facial hair on his face, as he's telling this to our young Titan warrior trainees. We see Marcel, Porco, Reiner, Bertold, Annie, and Peak. They all gasp at the news from Zeke. Zeke continues, It's almost time for us to inherit our Titans. Out of us 7, 6 will be made warriors at once. A young, excited Reiner responds,
No way! I'll finally become Marleyan.
Porco takes notice of Reiner's excitement. Huh? What are you excited for? If anyone's getting left behind, it's you. Reiner responds with anger.
What?
Porco explains. What do you got that the rest of us don't? Are you real strong? Real smart? A crack shot? Good in the fight, maybe? No. You only made it this far by constantly going on about your love for Marley. Yes, sir, I'll slaughter those island devils just as soon as I've licked your boots clean. Hey! An agitated Reiner interrupts Porco by aggressively grabbing onto his wrist and staring him cold in the eyes.
Are you seriously insulting our mission? How dare you? You almost sound like a stray restorationist. You're a traitor. I knew it. I'll report you to the commander for this.
Porco retaliates. Report this, you little shit! Porco and Reiner begin fighting as Marcel examines carefully. Bertold watches with concern, and Zeke watches confused. The fighting ends as Porco yells out, Well, want more? Porco's brother Marcel has seen enough.
He's had enough, Porco.
Marcel holds Porco back as Porco continues to speak out. Anyone can whine about how much they hate the island. That's why you'll be doing it here for the next 13 years. Porco decides to now walk away from Reiner and the group. Zeke decides that it's time to leave as well. Come on, Peak. Let's go. Zeke now tells Reiner, Hurry after us as soon as you're done crying. I'll catch another beating if you're late. Reiner fights back tears as Marcel looks down on Reiner.
Reiner, I'm sorry.
Marcel walks away to catch up with the others, leaving Reiner alone. Except there's actually one person that stays behind. Bertold tells Reiner, Get up, Reiner. Here. Bertold helps Reiner back to his feet, as we also notice Annie's waiting off to the side. Reiner says as he gets back to his feet,
I have to become a Marleyan so I can live with my mom and dad. I can't wait 13 years. But it's like he said, I'm weak.
Bertold tells Reiner, It isn't going to be Porco's decision to make. And well, loyalty's more important than he might think, right? Annie? Annie responds,
Huh? Don't know. I was distracted.
Annie now takes off running away as Reiner and Bertold stare. They both look down to notice that Annie was indeed distracted. That grasshopper from before is no longer alive, as Annie repeatedly squished and smeared its death. Reiner and Bertold take off to try to catch up as Bertold asks, "So the skull, are you sure it's what you want? You'll get 13 years and that's it." Reiner answers with determination,
"But I'll be a hero for every one of them. If I can defeat the devils on parody, I'll have saved the whole world. And after that, my parents will be proud to call me son."
They both stare up into the cloudy skies as we get that early scene of Eren Yeager staring up into the sky saying, "I wish something would happen." Interesting.
Do you now, Aaron? Well, you made it happen.
Yeah.
Oh God! I mean, you answered yourself, bro.
Literally. Praying to the almighty Eren Yeager.
We're starting off this episode with a flashback saying young Reiner.
Yeah. We see young Reiner. It's a very sweet moment where his mom's kind of like patting his head and stuff, tucking him in bed. And, Reiner has, this love for his family. We can tell that all he asks for really is for his family, specifically, obviously, his parents to be proud of him. We can tell that he doesn't really have siblings from what we've gathered just throughout, the series and all that. So his mom means a lot to him. So does his dad, and we're going to find out more about his dad. But what we did find out is that his dad is actually Marleyan. And so his mother is Eldian. We can obviously come to our own conclusion as far as what, happened and how that's something that is really not supposed to be the case based off of the dad not being there. I mean, the mom just says, essentially, that's why your dad isn't here, is because he's not allowed to be here.
Yeah, he's a Marleyan and we're
Right.
Eldian.
And
We're from two different worlds.
we can only imagine that this is something that really weighs heavy over on this young boy who desperately just wants to see their dad, but can't because based off of kind of like
it
these
seems
rules.
like he just wants to have a happy family that that his parents could be proud to be like, oh, look what you did for us.
Exactly. And this is going to spearhead his decision, his motivation to want to become one of these warriors so that he can become an honorary Marleyan, meaning that his family can go ahead and be together.
Yeah.
Right? So we see right from the get-go that Reiner's intentions are actually really pure.
Yeah.
Do we think it's more he wants a family? I think it's personally more he wants his mother to be happy. Because I mean, I'm sure as a boy he wants a father, but I feel like just based on the facial reaction from his mother's words, it looks more like he's like, my mom is sad.
Yeah.
Like I want my mom to be happy.
Yeah.
Because it seems like all she cares about is wanting her son's father.
Yeah.
So of course I feel like he in his roots wants his mom to be happy, but he also wants what his mom wants.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, so kind of like fast forwarding a little bit to something he says to Bertold, and we're going to go ahead and talk about obviously the build up to that, what we just described, but just to this topic here that Zach mentioned, Reiner literally says that he's going to do what he needs to do, essentially defeat the devils, right? And save the worlds. And after that, my parents will be proud to call me son. It seems like that's kind of like his big goal. And
Yeah, his big motivating factor.
we find out that as the series ends, that moment, that embrace with his mother at the end is essentially kind of like that chapter closing, right? Where he can finally be at peace. And it's something that it's a very strong and very pivotal moment in the series based off of what we are gathering here. Like he's going through all this time trying to make his mom happy, like you said. Take away even the dad over in this point, because we're going to find out very quickly about his dad and how his dad acts, but his mom means the world to him. He's fighting for his mom so that she can go ahead and live this life and not be in fear or be able to hide or
Be in poverty while she's waiting for him.
Yeah, exactly. And that's gotta be so difficult, because can you imagine being in a household where it's just you and your mom, and you have to leave your mom so that you can go ahead and try to accomplish a goal?
Yeah, that's
what do you
crazy.
think that your mom's going through while you're away?
So now
being
you're like,
this
all I
Eldian.
have to do is succeed. I need to succeed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's got to be such a really
Too much
difficult
pressure
thing.
for a child.
And this is a child. Yeah. I mean, he becomes this kind of like, teenager as he enters, the island of parody, essentially. We understand that him and the others are these other, infiltrators, these traitors, but essentially these warriors, as they enter the island of Parody, they are older than the other cadets that are training to become, you know, like scouts or MPs or garrison soldiers or whatever, you know, like they have a lot of experience, which is why they're obviously way more advanced. But it's so interesting to me to really like boil down to what they're fighting for, right? We know that the ambitions of like Eren Yeager, right? Like he's got big, lofty goals of wanting to eradicate all of these Titans so that his friends and family can go ahead and live in freedom. That's all he cares about is freedom. He wants to go ahead and be removed from these walls that kind of like hold him back. And he just wants to go ahead and live this life of freedom with the ones that he cares the most about, which is why eventually later on down the line, he wants to go ahead and essentially do mass genocide to get rid of all the threats that oppose, you know, his home.
Interesting approach.
The people
Very
he cares about.
But
If you can't beat them, genocide.
Kill him.
yeah, exactly. But finding out here that Reiner, his motivation is in a lot of ways much more simple and much more relatable. Like you're fighting for your mom, and like,
Something that everyone can
like
get
Jacob
behind.
says, rightfully so. I'd do it too.
yeah, I mean that's the thing is that like we can only assume the childhood and the upbringing that Reiner got to this point where his only safe haven is his mom. His only protection is his mom. It's not any of the friends that he has here, because we come to find out that he is the one who is looked down upon.
He's the runt of the litter.
He's the runt. He's the one that essentially is getting picked on, from what we can gather. And we'll get to, again, those conversations between Porco and even what Zeke tells him too, essentially, and stuff, you know, like it's great that he has Bertold, but it seems like Bertold is also very much kind of like soft-spoken. He won't act until everybody is gone or whatever the case is, you know.
He
stays
break
quiet.
out from the norm unless it's in private.
Yeah. Annie doesn't give a shit about, you know, like
He doesn't give a shit
Reiner.
about anyone.
It seems like she just, you know, yeah, she doesn't give a shit about
and
anything.
he's literally a psychopath.
So he has, you know, Birdie, but he really only has his mom. And I just think that it's we talk about perspectives. We talked about how early on in the series we go ahead and we come to find out about this main character and his journey in Eren Yeager, and all of a sudden we get to a point where we realize that this person that we're talking about currently, Reiner Braun, is a traitor. We're not supposed to like him. He has infiltrated this home. He's trying to go ahead and you know, essentially he's part of a bigger plan that is perceived as like bad, evil, whatever, right? But
He's a Nazi.
he's just a young boy who's fighting for his family, for his mom. You know,
Pride.
we understand that. Yeah, I mean,
Bertold is an NPC. A little.
pretty much. But the pride,
NPC.
the pride part that you mentioned, I feel like comes later.
Yeah.
I feel like the moment that he actually starts getting recognized as this soldier, and the moment that he starts getting like friends and people that are actually see him as his role model, that's where the blend comes into, where it's like, oh shit, like I haven't had this before.
This is what
Yeah.
it's supposed to be
I'm
like.
actually
Yeah.
like getting compliments and
Yeah.
genuinely.
And so it had to have been so difficult for him to go ahead and literally like strip that off of him.
Yeah.
Because of what he remembers that he's here to do. Because remember, he's fighting internally, right? We understand just the mental warfare that he's going through, and it's got to be so hard to go ahead and think like, man, like I really do like these devils. Like they, like I relate with them, but
they make me feel good. They value me.
but then you had that other side where it's
Treat me
just
like a person, not as a thing.
Yeah.
Not as a tool.
yeah. But then when you have that, and you're like weighing, but then you have, you know, your mom. I mean,
I also think it's a very interesting parallel that, like you guys were talking about, that Reiner is the runt of the
Yeah.
litter. He is struggling with the trainings. And then I think it's funny that when he goes to Parody and they're in the boot camp training, isn't he the one that helps Armin
Yeah.
when Armin's struggling?
yeah.
So he's the one that he's like, yeah, I've been there. Give me that.
Well, that's
Which
the
I think
thing.
is pretty poetic, that he's like, oh, now I can help.
Why do I feel
Like
like
I can be the person that I wanted when I was training.
I feel like there's a scene where they're in a training simulation or whatever, and Reiner does help Armin, and Armin's like, oh, why are you helping me? And he's like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah,
I
Armin grabs it
I think he
and
does
he-
say it. He's like, I've been in your shoes, blah, blah, blah. And Armin's like, what the fuck? But you're so talented. You're so athletic.
It's almost like he feels like Reiner's taking pity on him. He's
Yeah.
trying to relate to him, and he's like, no, like I'll show
no,
you, I'll
dude.
prove to you. And he takes back like the kind of like gear and everything.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
in reality, Reiner's just like, I'm just trying to not let
like-
you. I don't want you to feel like how I felt.
Yeah,
It's called
I'm
this
just trying to
crazy
be the
thing.
person that I wanted.
Compassion. It's compassion.
Yeah, even what Eddie's talking about here, he's talking about how it's not even that. You just see that Reiner builds genuine connections with the people over on Parody. And I think that's what happens after the fact, because we see that early training montage that like Reiner is like Lexi said, he's gone through that, right? And I think in a lot of ways you can go ahead and kind of see somebody that's lacking, somebody like Reiner, and kind of sympathize a little bit. But also I do think it's a little bit of him trying to still create that illusion. He needs to go ahead and build, or he needs to earn everybody's trust and hide in that kind of like that cloak.
It's like two birds, one stone.
But it's also probably
Yeah.
easier for him because he's like, yes, I'm getting all the recognition I want. I'm getting everything I've ever wanted. Also, they're actually in a place where like racism isn't a thing.
Exactly.
He doesn't have to wear an armband around and
With the
everything.
exception of like,
he
you know,
can
the
walk
kind of
around.
like the segregation
There's
of
classism,
poor,
for sure.
of poor and rich. Like,
Yeah.
you don't have the whole kind of racism
Yeah.
element of it.
There's just a lot of classism, but not a lot of racism.
Yeah. A lot of corruption
which
too, of course,
is-
but still.
yes, and but different than what he's used to.
Yeah.
What he is
not on the receiving
actively
end.
trying to avoid, and him becoming a warrior, trying to obviously become an honorary Marleyan and not be shoved into the walled ghetto as what's her name, Karina,
Yeah, Karina.
as Karina
Yeah.
says.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's probably like, yeah, I'll build genuine connection. Sure, I could like actually walk through the town and like people
Exactly.
won't like spit at
I can
me.
talk to strangers and not be.
Yeah,
shunned.
not be seen as like a monster.
Exactly.
I wanted
Also,
to say too. Oh,
Go ahead, bro.
I feel like we could say a lot of the same things for Annie, because we see Annie literally brutally killing a grasshopper.
Yeah, right here. I mean,
Yeah, I
she
was gonna
goes up
say
there
that
and
it's very similar to how she is as the female.
yeah.
Yeah, like she's very cold.
There's no remorse whatsoever for life.
Exactly.
You know?
And I feel like,
She, like squish that thing into liquid.
literally, it's like a paste.
Yeah.
Like, and then we see towards the end of the series, obviously, how she is then.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that is really blurry.
Yeah.
Did not like that.
Hello. But anyways, I think we'd say a lot for Annie too, because even by the time Annie's captured, there's already more emotion shown from Annie than there is anywhere prior. And we know how her history is with her dad.
Yeah, that's
So it's
another.
like-
No wonder she's so coy and cold. She literally was trained to be a weapon, not trained to be a human.
Yeah, and she literally like gets to break free of that in Parody, and she gets to she's literally shown and forced to be a individual human with thoughts and emotions. So it's like I like the similarities of you see those three who are technically the three rejects, with Annie just being a reject because it's a rejection of her own choice. She's rejecting them,
yeah.
and it's Reiner, Birdie, her. Reiner is like, oh my god, people like me here. Bertol just feels a little bit of guilt, but mainly just wants to listen to the others.
Yeah.
And then Annie,
He's just following orders.
yeah,
Yeah.
Birdie's just the runt that follows orders
Birdie's
to
a
do what he
good
can.
soldier.
Yep, good soldiers follow orders.
Yeah.
And then you have Annie, who's just like, wow, I'm not just a weapon. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I think that the moment that
You
people
guys kept me
actually-
alive and didn't kill me in that crystal. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
That Armin dude is kind of cute.
The moment that people actually
Handsome.
start treating her like an actual human is where she's kind of like, you know, I think that obviously not to the extent of Reiner, but I think there's a moment where she's like willing to actually think about, you know, their
Other
morality.
people, yeah.
Yeah.
Like
She's
she
like,
could have
"Whoa, I
easily,
like
she
this."
could. You mentioned Armin. She could have easily have killed Armin over in that open field when she goes out there and removes a cloak and stuff like
Yeah.
to see if that's
Could've just,
Aaron.
like-
but like
she did
didn't.
with Grasshopper.
You know, she. You know, I think it comes down to people.
She started building
when I think
connections.
when I think of Annie, and what we saw from her upbringing, I think of like almost like in her mind, it's pain equals approval, because we saw the moment that she beat the shit out of her dad and literally like caused him to become handicapped. Her dad was like so proud of her, and so in her eyes, it's kind of like, okay, like that's how I
gain
earn
affection.
approval.
I need to be
is by
ruthless.
being ruthless.
Yeah.
And so you see here, she's as cold as she has ever been in, you know, at this point, as this
Yeah.
young girl who doesn't give a shit about what anybody else is saying.
And Eddie brings up a good point too. This is probably all during the same time as her training.
Yeah,
with her dad.
I would argue that this scene is probably like 6 months to a year after that training. Well,
Yeah, after
they've
all
been
of
training
that.
however long warrior training takes.
Yeah,
That's how
but
long-
also
it's
like
hard to
the
determine
training with
a
her
time
dad.
frame.
The
Yeah.
training with her dad specifically though, like specifically with her father. There's different than like actual cadet or the warrior training.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it's probably any time before the warrior training was strictly with her dad. I feel like once she started the warrior training, that's when she was like, I'm not with my dad anymore. It's
Yeah,
strictly
she's like,
this.
anyways, I'm just gonna. do
But
this
she's already
now.
got all these mental walls put up, and she's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
a
Okay,
stone
I must
cold
be
killer.
ruthless to be respected. Got it.
Also, too, like with these three that we're talking about,
No,
I
it
can
is
only
not.
imagine that when they go ahead and they take part over in these trainings, that they're probably just like a walk in the park in comparison to what they faced. You
Yeah,
know,
true.
So
From their own parents.
they're probably not taking it very serious, but at the same time, they're obviously very good at it because they obviously are in that top 10 class when they go ahead and they graduate. And it wasn't really for like a whole lot of effort. We see like Annie doesn't really do a whole lot. You know, Reiner, yeah, he like essentially he's already built for this because he's been trying to go ahead and work harder than everybody else, doing even more insane trainings and stuff
Yeah.
like that, you know, under severe weather conditions. When he comes here, it's like, this shit's easy. And he looks like
Yeah,
this
he's, like,
amazing
cool.
soldier. Berthold's kind of like just going along and following Reiner's lead. And, you know, like they don't have to do a whole lot to be in these top of their class.
Yeah, he's
Whereas
like, I just
you
gotta
have-
run with a bag of grain. Cool.
You have, you know, Armin who's trying so hard, you know, and Armin doesn't even make the top 10.
Yeah.
You know, you have
Armin's just
Aaron,
not an
who's,
athletic dude.
who's just like so determined,
brains.
and you know he makes it over in the top 10. But for him, it's like this is like everything. Oh my gosh, I get to go ahead and join the scouts.
And for them, they're like, I better be top 5.
Yeah, you know,
Like, I
and-
know I'm making top 10, but
Yeah.
So I mean, this is like light work for these three, but it is interesting that kind of like, you know, that mental aspect of it of like, oh shit, like we're supposed to go ahead and hate these people. Like they're actually treating us like humans.
Yeah.
They're
You
treating
know?
us better than the people at home treat us.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Exactly.
You want us to bomb these guys?
I
Yeah.
can only imagine what's going
They
through their
gave me
mind.
food.
They're probably like, these guys are they're all so full of shit. Like, I can't believe they're trying to act like they're our friends and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden they realize, like, the more they have these connections and genuine interaction with them,
yeah.
they're like, damn, like, maybe they are really good people.
I know, maybe
they
they're
are.
not acting.
Imagine the thought being like, do they know we're traitors? Why are they being nice to us?
Yeah.
I know.
They're playing the bit too far.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Why
like,
are they inviting us out to lunch?
it's
Why are
even-
they giving me this sandwich?
It's even like, you know, last week's episode with Reiner trying to go ahead and depict these island devils as evil, but he's doing such a terrible job at it.
Yeah,
so
'cause
it's
he's
like
just
you're
remembering.
trying to find a reason to hate these people, you know?
Exactly.
Besides, Big Brother told me to hate you.
Yeah, exactly.
Besides,
My mommy
Daddy
doesn't like
told
if
you.
I don't hate you, then War Chief Zeke's gonna kick my ass, you know,
Yeah.
and stuff.
I
hate
have
you
to
or
hate
be
you.
killed. So
Yeah. So
at
I
that
mean,
point, is he really a traitor? If it's that or be killed,
yeah.
he's just a guy put in a shitty situation who made the wrong choice.
That's why I think that like it would have made sense for Reiner to in some sort of other like alternate reality, alternate storyline of like Reiner to stay over in parody, you know, and like
And was everyone's big brother doing his own thing?
yeah, I mean, I don't know,
Being a
like
good soldier.
I feel like
But he wouldn't have been able to be left there.
well, knowing what we know now about his mom, like there's no way he could have abandoned his mom.
Let's even if his mom isn't in the picture, there's no way Zeke's losing the fucking armor titan.
Yeah.
yeah, Zeke
Will have Birdie stomp that shit to the ground
Zeke
before he loses
is way
Rhino.
too malicious with his intent over in when he actually enters that island. Like Zeke is known to go ahead and like, we need to fear this beast, this monkey person, because like seeing the fear in Reiner and Bertold's eyes upon seeing the beast hiding off in the distance, that's the moment where it's like, oh shit.
And that's
Like-
their ally.
Yeah.
Like we need to go ahead and like we need to do our part and stuff. You know, that's where
I think
they
we talked about it when the Beast Titans first revealed, when we first reviewed it, that they were like, oh, we fucked up.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
they took too long.
It's like
Yeah.
it's like when your boss walks in and you're supposed to be done with something. You're like,
yeah.
hey,
You're like, why are
exactly.
you here?
working extra hard.
Your
I'm just trying to get this
manager-
done for you, boss.
Yeah,
That's
your manager
exactly-
coming in on a day that they're normally not in.
Yeah.
Hey,
I thought you were supposed to be here next week.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And the thing is, though, is that they had to go ahead and essentially survive Utgard Castle, right? And then from then on, you could tell it was all over Reiner's mind. Like, we have to go ahead and now we have to take
where the
care and we need to go
bipolarity
ahead and do
really
that and
set in.
stuff. Yeah. So, I mean, like even Eddie said, like rightfully so. I mean, the thing is, it's Zeke. He's, the war chief for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about already plenty of times over on the podcast, just in different episodes, the battle between him and Commander Irvin, and then obviously him and Levi. Like, Zeke is a force to be reckoned with.
Oh,
Yes.
So, but you're right.
Not bad.
Reiner wouldn't have stayed back based off of, what Zeke is trying to accomplish.
I understand why he's the favorite character now. I get it.
Yeah.
Why is Isayama's favorite
Isayama's
character?
favorite character.
I
Yeah.
get it. He's probably like,
He's pretty cool, I guess.
hey, the funny fact is,
I guess he's got some lore.
Reiner's made to suffer because Aaron chose all of it.
Yeah.
Aaron said, I'm going to give you so much fucking bipolar disorder.
I know.
Yeah.
PTSD that you're never going to fucking live the same again.
Sprinkle of this, a little sprinkle of this, a dash of that.
Yeah.
Chemical X.
Yeah. Except the chemical's just depression.
So, let's talk about this little rivalry between Porco and Reiner.
Porco just seems like such a little snot.
Yeah, for real.
He's
Huh?
like such a little jerk.
At this point, we understand that he's been bullying Reiner,
Yes.
right? Because when Zeke explains about how there's 7 of them and only 6 are going to inherit, Porco's quick to be like, why?
Like,
why
I
are
know
you,
who it's not.
Like, why are you getting excited for Reiner when Reiner's literally like, I can't wait to go ahead and just like try to, help my family by becoming honorary Marlians.
Yeah.
And that's when, Porco decides to step in and just like try to bring
him.
Reiner to reality to go ahead and check him and stuff, and he says some pretty fucked up things,
Yeah.
He's like, if anyone's getting left behind, it's you. He goes, what do you have that the rest of us don't?
Yeah.
Because you're not strong, you're not smart, you don't have a good shot. Are you good in the fight? No.
Yeah.
He goes, you only made it this far by constantly going on about your love for Marley and
You're
essentially
just a fanboy.
Yeah.
That's why you're here.
You think willpower alone's going to get you there?
yeah.
Fun fact, it did.
It did.
But
Well, he got a little bit of help.
Just a teeny tiny bit.
A little bit.
but we see Reiner. I mean, he
Which
goes
we'll
out
find
there
out in
and
the next part.
Reiner, he steps up, he challenges Porco. It doesn't end well for him, and Porco essentially kind of like, puts Reiner in his place. Reiner's kind of stuck there on the ground, fighting back tears. And Zeke, also before that, Reiner does his best kind of like, Karen attempts, whatever. He's like calling him how Porco sounds like a stray restorationist. You're a
Yeah.
traitor. I knew it. I'm going to report you.
Well, you know what? I'm going to report you to the authorities.
The thing is, the fear
How
in
dare
Porco's
you.
eyes is so funny. Like, this motherfucker's like, oh my God, I will fucking die if I don't beat the shit
It's
out of this
like-
kid.
Okay, well.
Which, if Reiner did say that, they probably would be like, we can't risk it.
Yeah.
We can't risk giving him a Titan.
Exactly. And he doesn't get a Titan. Okay.
Yeah.
You loser.
No, yeah. So
Karma.
Porco goes out there and puts Reiner in his place, and Marcel is interesting because he is standing next to his brother. You can tell his eyes. He's kind of just like gathering every information. It seems like
He's more of an
Marcel.
observer.
Marcel is like he's the one who, like you said, the observer will gather all the intel and he'll try to make a decision based off of what he knows, which is probably why he was going to be this leader over in the group when they infiltrate
Perry.
the island.
Yes.
And it seems like, he's thinks more rationally, probably more logically.
He doesn't seem to be as reactive.
Yeah, Porco very much opposite.
He's more
Porco's
proactive.
like, he's going to go ahead and act on his kind of like whatever emotions, not really going to think about what he says. He's just going to go ahead and kind of just like, act and not really think about what the consequences could be. In this case, like he's out there, he's like, like you said, the consequence could have been Reiner telling something to the commanders and Porco next, hey, why isn't Porco here? Well,
Yeah.
turns
It'd
out
probably be Porco and
Well-
Marcel, to be honest. It'd probably be both of them.
that's true.
The whole family would be fucked at that point.
Yeah. So either way, I mean, Marcel, it seems like he's definitely kind of like the observer.
He's the level-headed.
Yeah.
Zeke's just there to make the big decisions. I feel like Marcel is the keeper of the peace of the group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the role.
I feel like there's like a mutual respect there.
Does
Yeah.
Zeke have a little something for Peak?
Who doesn't?
Especially in Spanish.
Well, because here, I mean, once they go ahead and they kind of had a little spat, Porco and Reiner, and then Porco leaves, and then it seems like Zeke's kind of like, all right, he says, "Come on, Peak."
Yeah, just
Well, I feel
Peak.
like out of all of them, she's probably the one who's like
Is she?
the least fucked up and annoying.
But Peak, is she older? Is she around the same age as Zeke? Maybe.
She might be.
I think she's in between the age of Porco and Zeke.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I think her and Porco.
Is she
definitely
somebody
got a
that
little
maybe-
I
something.
think she's
Zeke
older
and-
than this little crew, but younger than Zeke.
Okay. Because let's say, is she somebody that maybe Zeke can just go ahead and rely on, or maybe? Obviously, he can rely on Peak because Peak saves his ass, later on
Peak
and
is
stuff.
also not so reactive. She's also more level-headed, so he probably trusts that
Yeah.
she's not. I keep using the term reactive, but I think the term I mean is impulsive.
Yeah.
That's the term I mean.
Yeah. But so, and this next comment here that Zeke tells Reiner is just pretty much, as soon as you're done crying, catch up with us. Okay. I'm not trying to get another beating if you're late. So obviously,
Oh, so the run has also caused has affected other people to be punished.
which is why there is that animosity and that resentment towards Reiner, is because, it seems like if Reiner doesn't, do as well as the rest of the group, then the leader is going to go ahead and get punished as well.
Yeah.
Oh, here's our answer. Straight from the mouth of Isayama himself.
Okay.
Porco, Galliard, and Reiner are all the same age. Peak Finger is a little older than both Reiner and Porco, is what he said. They're at least over the age of 21 in season 4. So
Okay.
Peak's a little bit older. So I'm assuming if
A couple years, maybe.
year and a half to 2 years, somewhere like that.
Interesting.
So maybe Zeke does
Yeah.
watch for Peak.
So
And then he loses her because he becomes a war chief, and then Porco's like, I'll slide in.
yeah.
Buenos
Like,
dias.
well then.
Or Peak's just a cougar.
Yeah.
Arr, she is on all fours all the time.
Yeah. But yeah, so anyways, everybody leaves Reiner except they don't. At least
He's got
not
his
Bertold.
duo with him.
And Bertold
His psychotic freak and his follower.
Bertold does his best to try to make Reiner
Jiminy Cricket.
tries to go ahead and uplift him. Tries to make him
Excited for life.
I guess, yeah. He tells him, that he helps him up. Reiner has his kind of insight how he needs to become Marleyan. He can't wait another 13 years. He wants to just essentially live with his parents, and but he has that doubt seeping in where he's believing now. You hear people talk about how, and this is real life shit, but you hear people talking about how they're told a certain thing, right? And then they start believing it, And the thing is,
Or like the seed of doubt,
that stuff is it's
starts growing.
it's so real, and it's so like it's so impactful, And obviously, right in this point, like this is just one example that we got. Like we know that there's got to be other examples where they're all just shitting on Reiner.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
He's going a circle.
Definitely.
Like Reiner is doing the best he can to go ahead and hold it together and keep reminding himself of his motivation. I got to do this for, I need to become an honorary Marleyan. I need to. This is for my family. I need my family to be together again. And this guy doesn't know jack shit about his dad, And, it's just tough. So he's believing it. And but Bertold again tries to go and uplift him and says, look, this isn't Porco's decision to make. And
Yeah, exactly.
this is something that that how I am when it comes to loyalty.
Level-headed call.
You know how I am when it comes to loyalty and stuff like that. It's something that's it's a trait and it's a quality that I try to go ahead and
You hold it highly.
and it's something that I of course really appreciate. And Bertold says loyalty is more important than he might think, right? Obviously talking about like Porco. And you know what? I think that does when it comes to Marley, that if you're loyal to Marley, that's going to hold a lot of weight, which is why even Porco essentially kind of poked fun at Reiner for it.
Yeah, true.
He's like, oh, well, you're only here because of, like you said, just being a freaking fanboy for Marley.
you're a Marley
You know?
fanboy. That's pretty much it.
But if Marley's going to go ahead and
super nationalist.
if Marley's going to hear
Yeah.
somebody talking about, just like, oh, this person is gung-ho about whatever it is we're trying to accomplish, as long as he's an honorary Marleyan, like, he's going to go
You're
and
like,
follow
cool.
whatever our orders are.
Exactly.
Like, we see that Porco essentially, we can assume like this kind of rebellious, maybe teen or whatever,
yeah.
Porco's not someone that
Seems like it.
you can dangle the carrot in front of and expect him to chase it.
He's
the
totally
kind of guy
the
that'll
younger
buck
brother.
you off and get
The brass, right? They kind of talked about like Porco's going to have his questions. He's going to go ahead and have his gripes, but at the end of the day, he's
He'll
still
do
going to
what
go
he's
ahead and do what
Yeah.
he's told.
It seems like he's
But
always been that way, and they're very used to
they
it.
have to first kind of like, really explain to Porco.
Yeah.
You
They're
know?
like, I know he's going to originally have his doubts, but he'll end up following too.
Yeah.
Yeah, out of those two options, I'd much rather have the guy who's like, I'll do whatever you tell me to do.
Yeah.
I'd rather have that. Makes life easy.
Yeah.
Eddie has a question for Lex, saying that was the cricket reference from Sunny Philadelphia.
No, the Jiminy Cricket reference was from the original Jiminy Cricket, Pinocchio. I was describing Bertold as Reiner's Jiminy Cricket.
Yeah, his conscience.
Kind of like how Armin is
Aaron's.
Aaron's.
Yeah. And Jacob said that's why I compliment everyone so that they will believe, and that's amazing. That's awesome. And he says I'm as loyal as a dog, and we can definitely
Attest to that one.
yeah, definitely. And
I agree.
And
You're very loyal, Jacob.
We
We
love
appreciate
you,
it.
brother, and we appreciate your loyalty, and you know
Real
that we're here
recognizes
for you.
real here, bud.
No doubt. And yeah,
recognize
something he even
him.
said earlier in response to Eddie's comment in chat about Reiner is essentially like 21 to 22 over in the, I'm guessing, season 4. And Jacob says, I'm older.
Yes,
yeah.
we are.
Like you're older than Reiner.
Yeah, it is crazy.
are.
Yeah.
We are older than Reiner.
Yeah. But
Look how much they've been through.
yeah, crazy.
Is your life really
So
that
much.
bad? Is your life really that bad? Watch Attack on Titan. Tell me otherwise.
I know. See what the people your age have been through.
So Reiner and Bertold, they have each other, thankfully. They're buddies and whatnot. And,
Duo.
Bertold asks essentially, like, this goal, are you sure it's what you want? He says, you get 13 years and that's it. Kind of also, I think Bertold sees what his family means to him. He's like, look, are you sure you want to go ahead and become this Titan? Because you realize
think your mom cares about you?
You realize you're gone, right? It doesn't matter how you get your parents together. Like, it's only going to be
Yeah,
for
you
however
only
many years
have-
you have left.
And
Yeah.
It's not even going to be the full 13.
And you're going to
You're
be
gonna
sent
at war.
on
Yeah.
expeditions, war,
You
battle.
will constantly be used as a tool of war. You're
Yeah.
not going to be with your family. Congrats, your mom gets to be with your dad.
Yeah.
I know.
Where are you?
Congrats. They know.
Dying on the battlefield.
And maybe it's more of just the fact that he's like, I know that they're safe. I know that they're good now.
Well, part
They
of it
lived
is
a good
what
life.
what Reiner says here is in response to it. He goes, "But I'll be a hero for every one of them."
Yeah.
It's almost like like I'll leave that legacy.
You get that recognition.
And he talks about if he can go and defeat those devils, right? He'll save the world. Which we come to find out is true. Like,
Yeah.
he would have saved the world if he would have
Would've.
defeated those
You would have
devils.
saved at least 80% of the world.
Yeah. And then he says, I just want my parents to be proud to call me son. And we get that moment. Obviously, as the spoiler talk that we talk about. Didn't even give you guys a disclaimer, but you guys know by now. But he gets that moment with his mom, right?
Yeah.
Which is a very beautiful, touching moment. But it took so much to get to that point.
I know. It took like what percentage of
80.
people to die? 80% of people.
Yeah.
It took him almost dying over 100 times in the span of 2 weeks.
Yeah. Craziness. And then we get that scene that happens in the first episode of Attack on Titan.
Yes.
Right? This is literally in the first episode, right?
Yeah, when he's talking about like pretty much like we're fodder. I don't want to live like this. I'm going to join the scouts.
Yeah. I just want something to happen.
I want to see the world.
Well,
I just wish something would happen.
Aaron's looking at
Whoa.
himself from above, being like,
There's your wish.
you've got yourself, don't worry.
You know.
yeah.
What a wish.
Very. Yeah,
What
very
a
interesting.
fucking wasted wish, bro. Could have wished for Pokemon.
Literally. Oh,
Could have
fuck.
wished for world peace.
Yeah,
Whatever.
exactly. Let's find out more about these Titans. You guys ready?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Let's do it. Here we go. We're going to continue. We continue the episode as sirens roar over a scene of pure devastation. A Marleyan soldier can be heard saying while staring at the destruction.
Incredible. They're even stronger than expected.
Suddenly,
A large Titan foot stomps into frame. In the smoke, a Titan emerges. The Marleyan soldier explains to us.
The female Titan. Its greatest strength is its versatility. Not only does it boast a combination of high mobility and endurance, its hardened strikes are incredibly destructive. It's also able to summon pure Titans, though its range is limited. Lionheart is perfect.
The next subject.
The armored Titan naturally specializes in defense, but if it charges at full speed, it can break through gates and walls alike. As Marley's shield, it needs to stand tall where the fighting is thickest. It suits Braun's tenacious spirit.
The next subject.
The Jaw Titan is an assault weapon. It's as speedy as it is small, with powerful claws and teeth that can crush almost anything. Marcel's sharp enough to keep up with it.
The next subject.
The Beast Titan is more potent than ever. It's large and strong, but more importantly, it can outperform an artillery unit with nothing but a fistful of rock. What's more, its greatest power lies in its blood.
Next subject.
The Card Titan's outstanding endurance makes it well suited for lengthy missions on the field. Because it can hold its form for days on end, we've enhanced it with specialized equipment. Peak superior judgment will serve well here.
And finally, the last subject.
Finally, there's the Colossal Titan. It is a god of destruction. We trust that Hoover can handle it. I feel bad for those island devils. That monster will appear from thin air and start killing them someday.
Commander Magath states,
We've been training the members of this warrior unit since they were practically infants, and it's clear that they're stronger for it. But why send these children to take the founding Titan? Frankly, I think it's a bit insane.
The Marleyan officer responds,
You think so? I'm not so sure. We did just watch these children bring a nation to its knees.
We quickly shift to a pissed off Porco. It makes no sense! Porco is directing his anger towards Reiner. Sorry.
You got it.
You're obviously at the bottom of the group, so why would they pick you? Reiner has a little fun with Porco.
Haven't you figured it out? You're at the bottom. Pock.
Porco becomes so irate that he tries to go after Reiner, but Marcel grabs a hold of his brother. Marcel tells his brother while restraining him.
Porco, stop! Calm down. You don't want to defy the brass.
Porco drops to his knees in defeat as Reiner relishes in the moment. But then Marcel apologizes to Reiner.
Reiner, I'm sorry.
Reiner looks at Marcel confused. The chosen Titan warriors now ride through a chariot in front of the many Eldian citizens as they applaud their new protectors. Reiner looks over to find his mother in the crowd, crying, tears of joy. Reiner smiles at his mom's pride until Reiner notices something else in the crowd. Reiner notices a man not celebrating, not acknowledging, not giving a damn about all the new Titan warriors. Reiner chases after the man. He opens the door and says,
Dad, it's you, right? My mom used to work at this barracks a good while before I was born. You would have met her here. Her name's Karina Braun. Look at my armband. Mom has one too. We're honorary Marleyans. Now we can all live together.
Reiner's father erupts. What the hell's wrong with you? What? Did that woman send you here? Guess she wants revenge on me. Shit. She forced you to become a warrior just for that? If they find out where you're from, my family's screwed. So you're trying to get me hanged? Is that it? Well, I'm running away as fast as I can. Away from you and your damned Eldian mother. Reiner freezes as he hears his mother calling out to him.
Reiner! Reiner!
Reiner snaps out of it.
I'll be waiting for you, sweetie.
Reiner and the others aboard a ship, waving to their loved ones, as Reiner thinks to himself.
That's right. Even if I don't have a dad, I was chosen to wield the armored Titan. I'll save everyone from the island devils and become a hero to the world.
The warriors arrive to the island, late, as it's dark out. The warriors have no idea what they're in store for. To be continued.
Bum, bum, bum.
So, do you think that when Porco told Peak, like, Peak, stop it. Like, you know that's not my name. After she called him Pock, do you think that's because he remembers, like, Reiner calling him Pock in, like, an insulting way? And he's like, hey, I take that nickname as an insult. That's why he was like...
It could just be this constant little, like, feeling that Porco feels whenever he hears that name Pock. I mean...
we don't hear it when they're younger than this.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna assume this is the origin of it, and she says that as a sense of like bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, to be like, hey man, walk in.
Remember, you were the bottom of the barrel, bitch.
Yeah.
Jacob says Tupac reference. Almost.
We wish. If they said Pac twice, then maybe you could say it.
Oh, he also says Saver's Beast Titan form possessed features of bighorn sheep. Exactly, yeah. Having had a pair of dark curved horns on its head, a lengthened muzzle, and a nose resembling the animal it takes after, and light fur growing on its head, neck, and upper body, like most Titans, it stood bipedal. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So Saber's Titan is one that I don't think we ever see really until maybe at the final conclusion of the series.
When we
but
see the past Titan.
We obviously, I guess, are hinted at it based off of Saber, and when he gets introduced to Zeke, and we see kind of like that, like little like ram or that little goat or whatever.
Yeah.
And also we find out that Saber is not really the fighting type, anyways. You know, he's more like the
strategist. Same reference, war chief.
Yeah. And yeah, it's interesting to think about all the past kind of like Beast Titan users, but what makes Zeke special is obviously like they even talk about here, and you know, this Marleyan soldier goes out to describe each of the Titan warriors. We can go ahead and go one by one and talk about their abilities, but let's start with the Beast Titan because it is the war chief. Talks about
So do they know that has royal blood then?
I'm assuming that's what that means.
Well, that's the thing is that if it's explained to us, they have to know. He talks about how
But
it's
they
more
just
potent than
aren't
ever.
revealing it?
It's large and strong, but more importantly, it can outperform an artillery unit with nothing but a fistful of rocks. This is obviously specifically to Reiner. I mean, it's not Reiner, to Zeke's Titan. This is the, you know, the Beast Titan form of this monkey. And he talks about what's more, its greatest power lies in its blood. So
Yeah, they have to know.
they have to know, right? Which means
And they
that
just have a mutual agreement. Don't reveal
yeah,
to the others.
yeah. And Reiner, I mean, I keep saying Reiner, but Zeke has already done so much for Marley, based off of showing his loyalty, based off of, you know, just
Leading
like,
them to victories.
And,
or at least having plans.
I mean,
that
I'm
work
sure
out
if you tell
victorious.
them, yeah, my dad's a piece of shit who went to parody, I want to burn that shit down.
Yeah.
I'm sure Marley's like, we don't give a fuck, you got royal blood. If anything, you're our trump card now.
The thing is that they're going to go ahead and use that, of course, to their advantage because they would be dumb to go ahead and not use that ability. This isn't
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is a coordinate ability. You know,
How rare
It
is
literally
it that
lets them
you'll
drop
find
Titans
an
from the sky.
Eldian of royal? You'll find an Eldian of royal blood
yeah.
that is willing to fight and has the smarts and motivation. So rare.
Exactly.
Of course,
Literally
you're going
cream
to
of the
take
crop.
Zeke.
Literally cream of the crop.
And at this point, they think they have his loyalty. You know, come to find out later on, you know, Zeke's going to get to a point where
mean, I
Zeke's
feel
going
like
to do
they
what.
did.
No, exactly. So, like, at this point, loyalty is there. Zeke knows, but then eventually,
He
you
sees
know,
his brother.
there's going to be something that changes for sure.
ties
Yeah.
all.
But let's go ahead and let's start with the first Titan that this soldier explains. That is the female Titan. The female Titan's abilities is something that was kind of, you know, a mystery. And Kyron also even told us too, where it could be mimicry. You know, we saw different abilities.
Doesn't it say it in the manga or something? Or Isayama somehow confirms it that yes, it's mimicry. But they don't say that it's mimicry here. They just
versatility,
explain all of the abilities that she's able to
high
mimic.
mobility and endurance. Strikes are incredibly destructive. Also can summon pure Titans, and its range is limited. Yeah. So
Lionheart is perfect.
yeah. I mean, the
And
thing is that she
She's
is
ruthless.
exactly.
She
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
You know what?
Skilled
have been
in
a better-
combat, emotionless, willing
Yeah.
to use all tools in any means.
A good soldier.
Yeah.
Always follows orders.
Next one is going to be Armor Titan, right? Talks about specializes in defense, and we can talk about why this is good for Reiner and not for Porco, based off of the description
Yeah,
of his
Parco
Titan.
seems very offensive.
Talks about how it specializes in defense. Obviously, that's different from what we can kind of gather from Porco. Charges at full speed. Yeah, Porco can charge.
Yeah.
It can break through gates and walls alike. Porco would like that. As Marley's shield, it needs to stand tall where the fighting is thickest. Now, that's can be, you know, debated here.
Yeah.
You know, I want to say that Porco will because Porco has as the jaw.
Yes.
You know.
However, he is very nimble and fast and has had tons of training.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
jaw.
Now
And it's
At least the jaw we see.
marginally more difficult to stand in the thick of battle as a Titan that cannot leap buildings
Yeah.
worth.
Yeah.
The mobility is a little more limited.
You have to be able to take a hit, which Reiner can do
Yeah.
very well.
I feel like
Oh, yeah,
Porco
he's
is
been a
definitely
punching
better
bag for
for
sure.
a high mobility.
I mean, that might even have gone into
Titan.
account for them. Be like, well, he gets the fucking shit kicked out of him.
Yeah, this guy
so-
literally has endured
this
so
dude's
much.
used to getting,
He's used to getting
beat up.
shit
I think Eddie has a chat for us. So Zach, do you want to read it?
Yeah. Okay. Wait. These names. Obviously, before we were introduced to Marley or anything foreign to our knowledge, the names given to these Titans were given by the people on Parody. So that also means that Marleyans had other names for these Titans. But of course, due to how the stories played out, I know the show won't change the names, but I hope you guys understand. You know, we get you.
I totally get you. I didn't even think about that.
Marleyan has different titles for them than
Parody did
does.
totally, they're like, we'll call him the Armored. We'll call this one whatever. We'll call this one. And it ended up being their real names. We don't know if. I mean, it seems most likely that Marley originally had some different names
Well, I mean,
for them.
if the Titans were originally in Marley in the first place, the King Fritz, I feel like those names, because if we see in Parody, those names technically come from. I feel like there's record of that, like Descendants from Ymir or something, when we go dive into Ymir and they talk
Yeah.
about how there's the 9 that came from the 3 daughters. Like, I feel like those were set names from then, but I could be wrong.
It
about
could just
that.
be just knowledge through history and stuff.
Yeah.
But the thing is that the history is so hard to go ahead and really gather, which is why
Memories
we talked
have
about,
been wiped. It's hard to
Yeah.
understand what's
true.
happened.
But we've even talked about how it's like as far as spin-offs, like even just to go ahead and understand more of the history would be interesting because then we can go ahead and kind of find out more about stuff like this. But
Maybe it's like a memory wipe thing, but they forgot to wipe that people know the name of them.
yeah,
It's like, well, if we're thinking about it, I mean, Eddie's got a point. They could all have different names.
well, the thing is,
Depending on-
Marley would be the type to go ahead and
And
name the
just to make
Colossal
the
the
show.
god of destruction. You know, like obviously that's what it's described as. We don't know what the other Titans would be essentially named as.
That
but
would be a crazy name to have as your Titan. Your
Yeah.
Titan's
What's your
name
Titan?
is the God of Destruction.
I'm the god of destruction. Yeah.
Oh
Beerus.
no, it's the God of Destruction.
Yeah.
You're a big purple cat.
Yeah.
Oh, my Dragon Ball
Yeah.
fans.
Yeah, Beerus. Yep, shout out Beerus. Yeah, but so
And that cat's hairless too, right?
with
Yeah.
so Porco.
Straight skin.
So as far as Porco being standing in the thick of the fight, I think that what I was initially thinking was Porco has the intent.
Yes.
He's willing to. It's kind of like we talked about too, like how he's described. He's like, look, he's got to be convinced a little bit, but he'll do it.
Yeah.
So like I think that
He might be a little
while
defensive.
while he'll be a little hesitant, like some soldiers are gonna die before he goes out there and starts protecting shit. It's just gonna take a little bit for him to want to
to be like
protect
okay.
Marley.
I feel like the main fear for them is he's very much an emotional person, and he doesn't back down from a taunt. All it takes is one enemy to be like, fuck you, your armor is shit.
Yeah.
He'll drop everything he's doing. Anything he's protecting is like, nah, this dude challenged me.
Yeah.
I gotta run the ones real quick.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I feel like that's probably why they gave it to Reiner. 'Cause
Yeah.
They're like, we can't give it to Porco. That motherfucker just wants to scrap everybody.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
not going to be able to be someone that we can rely on as our wall.
Yeah.
So now talking about the jaw tie, which Porco ends up becoming later on in the series, it's an assault weapon. Very
Yeah.
much what Porco is looking for, but here this is
Very
his brother.
offensive Titan.
And his brother looks very
More like Anubis.
very similar, very pretty much exact, with the exception of the color of the mane. Right, we're looking at a brown, whereas with Porco it's much darker. But jaw tie is an assault weapon. It's as speedy as it is small, powerful claws and teeth that can almost crush anything, and Marcel's sharp enough to keep up with
we
it.
know that those jaws are very powerful because we've seen
You
that
literally
they can be used
piercing
as a,
Seen them
as a
use as a
nutcracker.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And something that Lexi was even talking about as far as just being like, observant and all that and stuff, we kind of obviously talked about it with Marcel and just being like, gathering information and stuff like that. It essentially says his sharpness is something that is it's beneficial for this Titan.
Like the role of the jaw is to assess where you're needed most on the battlefield and
Act
get there
quick,
as soon as possible.
think quick.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right?
Have
Logically.
to be a supercomputer mind to do that shit.
Yeah.
But mommy, I don't want the fried stuff.
Yeah.
I want the raw meat.
Okay, so now we talked about the beast, now the cart. Outstanding endurance, well suited for lengthy missions on the field, hold its form for days on end, has been enhanced with specialized equipment, Peak's superior judgment
Yes.
will serve well. So something that you even talked about with Peak, you know, obviously.
And we know that she's very sharp, very smart, because we even saw the example of it in that meeting in the last episode, where, of course, then you have Zeke being like, very perceptive, Peak, and it's like, okay,
yeah.
We get it. You
we
think
get
you're
it.
down
You
and
think
you're
she's
you.
cute. She's close enough in age to
I
you.
know,
We get
right?
it. You're
Damn.
horny, Jesus.
Yeah, he was like, I only got 13 years.
God, I know.
I gotta bring a
I
successor
got
up
1
somehow.
year left.
1 year.
Imagine your
Oh,
mom and
shit.
dad are both Titan users.
Oh my gosh.
You don't get to
Yeah.
see your parents.
Yeah.
You're born, and then it's like,
Probably by the time you're 10, they're dead.
yeah.
And then they show you a picture of what your mom looks like in Titan form. You're like, oh.
and you're like, oh my God, that's what she was?
You're like, fuck.
And your dad, too. Like, I had a monkey, and
I had a monkey and a quadruped as parents.
yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, so Cart Titan, and then now finally the Colossal Titan,
The God of Destruction.
God of Destruction. It said we trust that Hoover can handle it, and then
I forgot that was his last name. I
yeah,
was
Bertold
like,
Hoover.
I was listening to the episode and they said who Hoover. I was like, who?
Yeah,
They said it in kind of like a weird way.
said it-
didn't
this is
they?
like
very,
Hover.
very like
Yeah.
German.
They were
Yeah.
like Hoover.
Hoover.
yes.
Yeah.
Hoover.
Yeah,
When I was watching it, I was like, who?
yeah.
Ver?
Bertold Hoover.
We trust that Hoover.
Yeah, I was like, who are they talking
Yeah.
about? And I was like, oh, it's
So,
Bert.
Ooh,
but just
Ver.
all they're doing to describe the Colossal is, like they said, God of Destruction, and just I feel bad for those island devils.
Yeah.
that
You
monster
You know
will
it's
appear.
bad when the
Yeah.
enemies feel bad.
Yeah, that's like, dang, they won't even know what hit them.
Appears from thin air and kills everything in its path.
Yeah, the Colossal is pretty ruthless.
Yeah. And just to get
And-
clarity here, McGath talks about how long essentially they've been training. They said they've been practically training since they were infants. And he says, but hey, they're stronger for it. All right? But what's interesting is it seems like McGath just doesn't like the idea of trying to go and steal the founding Titan.
Yeah.
Right? He's just like, oh man, you know, like I just think that this plan, it's
I mean,
pretty
as an
insane.
intelligent commander, if I have an enemy force that doesn't even know they're an enemy force, but they have the big one, they have the big tool I need, but I can already still run the rest of the world without it, why the fuck would I want that? Why would I even risk it? Why would I give the person with the biggest weapon against me a reason to fight me?
Yeah, I mean,
That's I get it as a commander. Like,
Yeah.
they lost Titans from that. He was
Yeah.
right in the long run.
Yeah,
Like,
that's true.
yeah.
Like, I just
And-
want to protect our.
Yeah. You know what? McGoth's not that bad of a guy.
McGath has been around for a long time
Maggot's all right.
because he has been, you know,
My
their
goth, he's cool.
he's been their commander ever since they were young, you know, essentially infants training through these programs to become warriors,
Basically,
and then
was more of a father figure than any of
he
their fathers
survives
were.
all the way up until, you know, that final train ride.
Yeah.
Yeah. He really
Midnight- One might
did.
even call it the Midnight Train.
He
There
really
you
did
go.
take that midnight train going anywhere.
Yeah.
Hopped on the crazy train.
And yeah. But I mean, McGath, maybe he's also kind of a little bit of a softie as well.
I think he just doesn't want to fucking fight.
Gotta
Yeah.
be.
Bro just wants to mellow out.
Yeah.
He's even like,
Like, dude, I'm old.
let him
tired.
party. Let him party.
Yeah. It's like they've earned this one, I guess. But he's got to act big and tough in front of him.
McGoth, the unsung hero of Marley.
Yeah. And interesting, the Marleyan officer, in response to McGath's hesitation to go take the founding Titan, the officer says, "We did just watch these children bring a nation to its knees."
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you guys: is that what this scene is? Are they
Oh, yeah, that's field test.
experimenting with their powers by literally infiltrating a full-on freaking nation and just like causing destruction.
Well, I'm sure that there's been
also,
a
if that's
previous
the case,
conflict with that nation.
That's fucked for that nation.
Yeah,
like,
that's so messed up.
let's go ahead and unleash all the Titans and use this as a training simulation.
I know.
You guys think you're tough enough to fight us? Guess what? We got a new army.
Meanwhile, that
guess what?
nation is
We got
like,
an
what?
army of children. They come out there and they start like you see like the freaking big old silhouette of their shadows.
Yeah.
Like just hulking over in the freaking smoke, and then they come out of the smoke and it's just these kids.
Yeah, and it's
You
just
see,
those
you see each
kids.
of their titans walking up, and you just see lights, and then they all get small
Imagine seeing
Yeah.
Bertold walking up to you.
I know.
You're like, you're the most destructive.
with a
like,
fucking prick in his thumb. Yes.
exactly.
Actually terrifying.
Hey,
That'd be crazy. And then
I'm gonna go
And you see Pete walking up. You see Pete walking up, and you're like, oh,
I know.
on all fours, aren't
this
we?
ain't so bad.
Yeah.
Why are you crawling up to me, weirdo?
And then she turns into a Titan, and you're like, oh.
You're like burn it with fire.
I know.
she's hideous.
I like how we were theorizing that Magath is like, oh no, like he probably won't have to like deal with more wars. Da, da, da. Meanwhile, he's like, random nation,
Yeah.
go torture them,
Go boom.
bring them to their knees.
Yeah. Let's see what these Titans can do.
Yeah, seriously.
They literally just said,
Trial run.
Yeah,
Come up.
literally. And well, I mean, that officer has seen enough. They're convinced that they can go take the founding Titan. But yeah, so Porco's pissed. I want to talk to you guys about this moment, right? Marcel has to calm his brother down. Calms him down.
what are you staring at?
But then Marcel looks at Reiner. And he says, Reiner, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's obviously because Marcel is the reason why Reiner is doing this, right?
Yeah.
Bro, come on.
Like, it's one of those things where, like, Marcel at this point has to think that, like, oh, I'm saving my brother, but
Come here, Blue.
I'm sending Reiner to slaughter. You know,
Yeah,
I'm sending him to
pretty
die.
much.
You know, he's not equipped. He's not.
You're like,
he's not
I
able
wasn't
to
doing
handle
this to be nice to you.
Yeah. So.
Even though you think it's a great thing, you really wanted it, but
And Reiner, it looks like he's so like smug about it.
Yeah.
You know, he's like,
He's
"Ah."
so
I earned
happy.
this.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But then you have Marcel's like,
Rubbing it in your bully's face.
I'm sorry, Reiner. You know,
He knows what he's in for.
Even Reiner's like confused. He's like, why are you sorry? You're not the one who did this. Your brother's the one who fucking, you know, was fucking.
Your brother's the one who
bully.
tried to punch me in the face.
Yeah. But hey, the Titan Warriors have been chosen. They get to go ahead and ride in glory in this chariot amongst the citizens, amongst the Eldians. And everybody is applauding except for this asshole of a person that I don't know what Karina saw. I don't know what Karina saw in
Yeah,
this
what
person.
the heck?
Marlian and Dick.
She probably found out that he probably found out that she was LDN like after the fact.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. I think she was trying to trap the fuck out of him.
Yeah, and was like, please,
Rana's mom is batshit
leave
crazy.
me. No.
I see it runs in the family.
like trying
Yeah.
to marry into being a Marlian.
Yeah,
But it
for
seems
sure.
like all she's ever wanted is to be a Marlian, and Rhino wants to grant that to her.
Yeah.
But now that is granted, now he's like, okay, new motivation. Whoa, I'm getting recognition. Like you mentioned earlier, motivation shifted.
Yeah.
From, cool, my mom wants to be an honorary Marlian. I want to do that for her. Cool, it happened. But I'm getting all this praise and all this fame now. And you know what? I do want to be the hero. Mm-hmm. Like, why don't I get to be the hero? And now that's his motivation. It was what it seems like.
Definitely. And Reiner has that moment of pride again when he goes out there and sees his mom literally crying tears of joy. Mm-hmm. Like that's a moment where, like, you know, the mom's like, I'm like, my baby did it, you know, like, oh my gosh, like, you know. And that's what Reiner, like Lexi was describing right now. That was the first check on the list of motivations, you know?
Yeah.
Like, okay,
Yeah.
boom. Now time to go ahead and become the hero,
Of his accomplishments.
you know, and all that. And, well, I don't know if, I mean, it's up to your own interpretation if Reiner becomes the hero or not. Definitely a roller coaster of an adventure for Reiner.
Yeah.
Yep.
No doubt. But yeah, so he goes out there and he notices his dad somehow amongst the crowd. I don't know how he goes out there and was able to point him out.
Yeah,
And how Reiner was.
that's
Bipolar
my dad.
intuition.
And how did Reiner go ahead and explain to everybody in the crowd and his fellow warriors, like, oh, I'm gonna be right back. You know, like,
Yeah.
like.
Do we think he came after the parade, or do we think he actually hopped out and just ran right
I don't
through?
know. I mean, there's no timeline and stuff and all that. It's something where it's like we go from one scene to the other. Very well could be after the fact.
I feel like if he jumps out of that chariot, he's fucking getting passed on to the next Titan Warrior.
I wouldn't be surprised if he very quickly decided to go ahead and approach his dad because of how excited he was to see his dad.
Are high.
And
he's
whatnot.
Like, yes, my dream is in motion.
He can actually talk to his dad now because he is an honorary Marleyan. You know, but his dad's so.
That bitch is trying to get me hung.
Let's talk about what Reiner said first. He goes like, Dad, my mom used to work at this barracks a good while before I was born. You would have met her here. Her name's Karina Braun. That was like the moment where he's like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
He goes, look at my armband. Mom has one too. We're honorary Marleyans. We can live together. Nope. Dad's like, what the hell is wrong with you? Why did that woman send you here? I guess she just wants to get revenge on me. I wonder what revenge. Obviously, maybe it's just because he left her. Who knows? Maybe he did fucking more fucked up shit than that. But you know, yeah.
And we don't really know how they're Karina and that dude.
Yeah, what that whole relationship was like.
I don't think I want to know.
Yeah.
No.
There's actually something in Attack on Titan we don't want to know about.
I mean, we can theorize if she used to work there, he probably put a baby in her without her consent. And
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Stockholm.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
And you know, he's saying to Reiner, she forced you to become a warrior just for that. If they find out where you're from, my family's screwed. So obviously, you know, big dipshit here moved on.
Yep.
You know, and you know, he has his family. Doesn't seem like the absolute, you know, most.
Doesn't seem like father of the year.
Yeah.
Not really giving husband or father of the year energy right now.
Not really giving good person material.
No, he's gonna run away as fast as he can from him and that damn Eldian mother.
Or maybe he is giving dad and father of the year energy because he's like, I love them so much, I'm rejecting everything else. My only focus is my family.
I guess.
AKA, you're garbage. Get away from me.
Yeah.
You're going to get my family killed.
You're a mistake from my past. Leave me alone.
I want to never see you again, my ghost of Christmas past.
Great job taking responsibility, man.
I know.
Yeah, and in a very
Our
kind of
actions have
sweet.
consequences, don't they? Huh.
Yep.
What a crazy concept.
Then in a sweet and touching moment, you know, Reiner hears his mother calling out to him very faintly, and he hears, "I'll be waiting for you, sweetie." And that is, that's again, that's
his motivator.
That's
a very
warm and fuzzy.
a very touching moment.
Yeah.
For sure. And then they're now aboard a ship. Reiner waves to, you know, his mom, and Reiner thinks to himself, like, who cares? If I don't have a dad, like, I was still chosen to go ahead and be the armor titan. Mm-hmm. You know, he says, I'll save everyone from the island that was becoming a hero to this world. New motivation.
Fun fact, buddy, a lot of people don't have a dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, fun fact.
Yeah, especially in Attack on Titan.
Oh, yeah.
Or if you do, that dad is maybe like Annie's.
Yeah, exactly.
And a piece of shit. Or a manipulator like Grisha.
Who is a good father in Attack on Titan?
Sasha's?
Yeah.
Sasha's?
Yeah. Hey, Sasha. You want to eat? You want to eat today? You're gonna have to go out there and earn your keep.
I know.
Go out there and hunt. Find your own food.
You want to keep on eating all of our
You're
food.
not getting mine.
Hey, sometimes.
This is supposed to be for the winter.
Sometimes if your kid's gonna take advantage of you, you gotta let them figure it out. You think this food come easy? This food don't come easy.
Yeah.
Especially when you live out in the freaking woods.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm
I'll
out here
hunt some more
fucking
game then.
Hunting this giant fucking boar, and you're over here eating it all in 2 days.
No wonder her hunting skills are so good. She got to eat. She's like, I'm hungry again. Give me another squirrel or something to eat.
Literally, it's like eating. I'm gonna be hungry in an hour. Throws knife
I
out
know.
window, stab squirrel through tree.
I know.
Nice.
I'm hungry. That's why she's such a good hunter. She had to be to
To
satiate
feed
that
herself.
appetite.
Not even her family, herself.
Yeah.
Trying to think too. Armin's parents murdered.
Erwin's dad.
Erwin's dad
Conspiracy
murdered.
theorist.
Yeah.
John's dad, don't know, never heard of him.
Yeah.
His mom's fucking killer though.
Yeah, mom's
Makes
super
crazy
sweet.
good food. Some crazy
Yeah.
good food.
Don't know.
Connie's dad, and don't know. He comes to.
He's a Titan who
He's a Titan who. Yeah.
who Sasha killed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then his mom turned into a Titan.
Yeah, his mom.
Mikasa's dad seemed to be a nice guy.
Yeah, he seemed.
You know,
They seem to be
that
like
Ackerman.
good parents.
Yeah, you know, he was the one very gentle Ackerman.
Levi.
They seem like good parents. Levi's don't know.
Yeah, don't know his
piece
parents.
of shit.
Yeah, I mean,
Not a lot of dads in anime.
not a lot of dads. Yeah,
There are a lot of moms. They just end up dying.
Yeah.
yeah,
We
They
need
just die.
motivation
They
for our
always
MC
just
somehow.
die in the first episode.
yeah. Shit. Who's a
Or they just fuck the Pokemon professor behind the main character's back.
Yeah.
who is the good father in Attack on Titan?
It's gotta be just Mikasa's dad, I guess.
I guess.
But he's,
Shit.
or maybe it's
Cold's dad.
Reeves because he ended up being a better dad towards the end of it.
Demo.
Yeah.
That's true.
If he is the good father over in this series, damn,
And
that's saying a
yeah.
lot.
If he's the top getter,
Oh man, who is the good father? There has to be.
Pixis.
I mean,
Sasha's wasn't
there was-
bad.
I like Sasha's
What
dad.
about Doc? Now Doc. Like
He
he
a
is
dad?
Yeah.
the commander. He
He
has
seems
a
like a
wife
good
and he has a
dad.
family. They're nice and cozy over in the interior.
If you're a good dad, do you stop being a scout? So you can live to see your child grow up?
Yeah.
Or do you chase the thrill of battle?
Kenny is not a father,
Kenny is
nor
not
is he
yeah.
good in any.
Yeah.
Well, Levi calls him daddy.
Yeah, I guess, huh?
Perhaps.
Don't know about some of the other characters. Don't know about Hanji's parents. Don't know about.
Yeah. We don't really know about anyone else.
Wow, I like how we have one dad that we just refuse to care about because he's such a manipulator.
Yeah. We're like not thinking about Grisha. We're not thinking about
Well,
Annie's
Grisha was the
dad.
one where obviously we know
That's the
a lot of.
Definitely not thinking about King Fritz.
Nope.
Actually, the worst dad.
Jacob, he's saying Kenny because he taught Levi to survive.
He wasn't his dad.
He's not
No.
a good dad.
And the only reason he got taught to survive because he was thrown literally into violence. He had no other option
And
but to
truthfully,
survive.
too, like if that wasn't his sister's kid, Kenny wouldn't have given two shits about that little guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even then,
Yeah, if he was like,
you know,
this is my nephew, I guess.
Deal, Kenny.
Yeah, there's a lot of bad fathers for sure. Top of the list, you have King Fritz, and then you have
Yeah.
freaking Rod Rice.
Yeah.
A lot of shitty
Yeah,
like
Grisha.
fathers.
The worst dad of all. Fucking
Aaron
Goku.
Yeager.
Goku.
Oh.
Fucking Goku.
Yeah, Goku is a
Here,
pretty.
kid. Here's this alien cyborg
So
thing I can't
hold
beat.
on, you said Aaron.
Yeah. You know who his kid is.
Yeah, exactly. We all know who his
kid
kid is.
He
You know who
died
his
for
kid
his
is.
kid. He died for his kid.
Yeah.
He dies so that his kid could have a better life.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? That's the first
God
episode.
damn it. Why is he the best dad?
Ash's dad, Gon's dad.
Yeah, where are they?
They're not there. Fucking Jing is over sitting on a
They're
tree
all at
somewhere.
the same. They're all in the same meetup. They're just hanging out.
Oh, well, they're
Dad's
in a group.
anonymous.
Yeah, the absent father.
They're all in a
club.
group chat. They're just
Yeah.
like,
Hey, I just saw my kid.
hey, where's your son? I don't know.
I don't know. But I'm still a dad.
As
I know, literally.
Jing enters the chat. My son found me.
Yeah.
Loser! Loser!
Oh, he's got to get kicked. He's
Yeah.
got to get kicked. You're no longer abandoning.
No longer. There you go.
Did you have a conversation with him? Well, yeah. Delete. Removed from group chat.
But I made him eat me, so it's okay.
Dragon.
Okay.
Yep.
Monkey D Dragon.
Dragon.
Shit,
Damn.
father. Rather have
There's
garbage.
like some like father figures that
We
weren't
could
that
not
bad,
have
but
come up with
not
a
fathers.
single real, like, genuinely good father, with the exception of somebody who just we were introduced to and died very quickly.
yeah,
Mika's
just
dad.
Mikasa's dad.
And Sasha's dad.
And Sasha's
Yeah,
dad's
Sasha's dad, yeah.
pretty good. Nothing really against him. And
That's about it.
Demo becomes less of an asshole,
Yeah.
which I guess is better. It's
It only
improvement.
took the world changing entirely.
Yeah, it's a little bit of an improvement. He recognizes his son now,
Yeah.
or I mean, like recognizes him as like a human being and not just lard.
Damn.
Yasop is not a good father, Jacob.
Wow. So, yeah, a lot of.
Shanks is a better father than Yasop, bro.
But anyways, the Warriors, they have arrived to the island, and next week we're gonna go ahead and talk about what the hell happens to these Warriors over on this island.
Doesn't take long.
Doesn't take long at all.
Doesn't take long at all.
That's what we got for you guys in this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, go ahead and check out all the updates over on Instagram, Attack to Talk Podcast, where you guys can go ahead and
Q&A and the poll questions. Check
exactly find the Q&A, find that poll question, and yeah, all that good
This week. Like,
stuff, guys.
comment, subscribe, hit that bell.
Yeah, I know Lexi loves those thumbnails.
Yeah, those thumbnails are. I didn't even post the last one. I could have. I have it in my camera roll still, but I didn't know if everything else was available on all the other platforms.
Yeah, it should be available now.
Yeah, our newest episode from last week is available on all platforms. And thank you to those of you who watch in the future on other platforms. It really does help. And it does mean a lot. Thank you.
Yeah, it does. It means a lot that you guys go ahead and check us out at any time, really, because you guys are taking time out of your guys' day to just go ahead and kind of, just enjoy our content. I hope you guys enjoy it. But yeah, just to go ahead and kind of just shoot the shit with us, and just kind of hang out with us. And if you guys like what you hear, you know what? Hey, hang out with us live over on Twitch on either Tuesdays or Wednesdays. But to find out when we go live, go ahead and make sure you follow us over on Instagram and, get those updates. Mm-hmm. Thank you again to everybody that voted in the poll question and responded over in the Q&A. Jacob says the code is love because it rules over all.
I agree. Very good.
Yep.
Very nice.
Shout out to Nate. Appreciate your help, brother. Just with getting everything together and whatnot, and yeah.
I'll see you for Thanksgiving, loser.
So yeah, we will have. Or we're gonna be able to do a podcast next week, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So we'll have one more podcast before Thanksgiving, and
then you'll see me gain 10 pounds in a week.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then we'll all talk about our.
Hey, you know what? He got a point. We found a good anime dad. Whitebeard.
Yeah, Whitebeard.
The best father.
Yeah. Yeah. Eddie says, I'm just glad to be here. I had a class that was from 6 till 9, so I couldn't be here, but I plan on being here every Tuesday when you guys stream again. Awesome.
Aww.
Hell yeah.
Thank you, Eddie.
Thank
we
you for joining us
appreciate it.
live, and everybody else to join us live over in the stream today. And yeah, I mean, you guys know how we feel about you guys. We love you guys so much. Whenever you guys are able to go ahead and chat with us live, it just brings a whole other element to the podcast, and it's an element that we very much enjoy. We love it. We love kind of interacting with you guys and just kind of talking with you guys, and yeah, it's good stuff. Mm-hmm. So don't be afraid to join us in chat. All right, guys. So that's pretty much what we got for you guys. Again, huge thanks to everybody that supports us. Like Lexi said, if you're listening at a later time, hi. I hope you guys are doing well. Hope your week is well. And, shoot, right around the corner.
Hey, listen.
We're almost there to Thanksgiving. And then
Then what? Christmas? And then what?